Technical difficulties. Please stand by. We're having a little issue with Tim's mic.
We're good.
What happened there?
I think I had Superman strength, and I just
he just ripped it out. That's what happens when you take the Primal Core products, folks.
Take an elemental drive.
You get so strong, you just destroy AV equipment like it's no issue. But we got an exciting show for y'all today. It's episode 32 live of The Gray Area. You know, we've made it a long time doing the show so far. We have been covering a lot of stories that have been developing over the course of doing the show. Right, Tim? And that's a lot of stuff you want to talk about today. So
man,
take it away.
I'm having so much fun doing this show, man. I got to tell you. I just get into the rabbit weeds with some of these things when I see things when I see them online. And the Epstein thing, I'm not going to let this one die. So there's a lot of people probably seeing like the unredacted stuff. And for me, you know, I'm a skeptic first before I really believe like whether something's possible. So instead of just reading the highlights, I was like, let me go and try this stuff for myself.
Because it's a little trick you can do.
Yeah, it's not every file, but I had to go and find the specific files where it could. And I've got those ready for you guys. We're going to try to do this live. First time, make sure that we can all do it together, and you guys get to see what's behind the text.
We should have called it because we were debating about the headline. We were trying to make the perfect one because the headline for title for the show really matters. Oh, and it just left me again. Just something about the Epstein files. It's important to review all of it. Torture testing the Epstein files. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to torture test them.
Yes.
We're going to remove the redactions, and we're going to unredact what they hid from us.
Exactly.
So it's very exciting, isn't it, Tim?
It's going to be really fun because I haven't seen everything on here.
And
so
neither have I.
Neither has he. So
I watched Due Dissidents cover a little bit of it, and then I saw my dad cover a little bit of it, and that's all my knowledge is. I know that like there are like 10 co-conspirators now that names have or haven't come out. Have those names come out?
No.
But it's known that they exist. And that means, and this is the point I heard on Due Dissidents, it's not an original thought. That means that Kash Patel committed perjury to Congress.
Lied.
He lied to Congress, and he said he never trafficked anybody. Come on now.
There were no files.
Thousands of victims.
There were no victims, no files.
It did not exist. And of course, it all existed and was real the whole time. So a point I'm seeing a lot of people make, and it also dovetails into your other leading story about Venezuela, which we'll also get into. Trump is someone who's known for not really he's happy to get rid of cabinet members when they become inopportune or
a problem that don't
he's kind of like a mob boss, right? Like he'll get rid of you if you don't deliver the envelope.
100%.
So like with the stuff developing in Venezuela, he could blame it on Pete Hegseth. With the stuff developing with the Epstein files, he can blame it on Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, whoever. Right. It's almost a perfect system, right? Because you're like, this person's appointed. I have no idea. The bad people told me to put this person in office. It's not my fault. And you have to look at it and you have to laugh at it because we've heard the same story for like over a decade. It's like, oh, he doesn't know how to pick people. But what do you think about all this? Do you think we're actually going to get more? Because we're going to get into the bill that says what we deserve.
There is no way. Here's the thing. By legality, this document, as we read it, as we go over it specifically, it says what they're not allowed to do, and it's in plain English. And so I know I'm a true believer in Thomas Massey right now. What he's doing, he is the people's. He is our champion right now to get this done. So, with that being said, I think we're gonna have some lawsuits come out. Might get dragged a little bit in court, but we can be patient. Trump's got another 3 years to go, so I'm not not in a particular rush.
Well, I mean, if they fight on it and it becomes like a major issue, I mean, we saw Congress caved and voted on it because if they didn't vote on it, like you're all gone. Like this is a universally held position by people. Everyone knows about the Epstein stuff now.
Yeah, it's too much in the open, and people are not going to let this die. And we'll continue to stir the pot just a little bit.
We're not even stirring the pot. We're covering it. And it's just like every week it comes out like, oh, they just lied again. New giant thing came out, and I'm not even thinking about this. I'm thinking about something else, and it makes you wonder. Like other events, which we'll also get into, just a brief overview of what the broadcast is about today, guys. The whole Candace Owens versus my dad versus the Nick Fuentes shit is just so bizarre. And it gets so crazy once you get on like this lead, that lead, the other lead, this thing, that thing, the other thing. It's like numerology and like people that believe in stuff like that. And I don't even know what's going on. I have a selection of a few people talking about it. I have my dad talking about it. I have some like Chungus talking about it, who's grifting off my dad, making a video like supporting Candace or whatever. It's cool. Like that's just the job description of what the dude is doing. I'm not even hating on it. And then I have Candace Owens retweeting like a 5-page long tweet about like a beautiful soliloquy about how Candace is like long, the glorious guardian, and
it's like the angry, it's like the angry ex that got cheated on. And
my thing is like I don't really trust like anyone's motivations anymore, right? But I'm starting to, in my mind, I'm starting to take more of the Groyper and just like the boomer conservative version of facts that my dad has in regards to Candace Owens. Like this shit's crazy. And if you don't identify it, if you go, no, it's real, she knows everything, you're discounting her evidence, you haven't looked into it yet. Look, I was like 8, 9, 10 years old. And during that time period, various people tried to present me with documents and files and information that my dad absolutely had to have. And it's a thing that'll reveal the cheese aliens on the moon and stuff like that. And I know what this shit looks like, smells like, walks like, and talks like, and it's fucking crazy.
And every year there's a new thing.
I'm happy to talk to people on the phone about it. In fact, I want to, and this is why I'm talking about this at the beginning of the episode. Tim's about to go into a deep dive on like current topics that we've been covering for a while. I am asking out of mania, please someone call in that believes in all this shit. Because I know that I won't even have to know much about it to destroy, flatten, incinerate, cremate you in an argument about it, because it's just Looney Tunes insane, right? And like, I don't believe the official story. I don't believe the bullet got stopped in his neck, whatever. What Candace is doing is 10,000 times worse, because now the event can never be questioned again, because they just go, oh, you're just crazy like Candace Owens. And that is the key point. But everyone, oh no, she's
making a mess out of his name in the situation,
right? And I mean, here's the thing: make a dignified opposition and stand against the official story. She knows what she's doing, and in the same way that people look at my dad and they criticize his behavior, you have to look at Candace and criticize her behavior in the same way. Like, she's financially motivated to do this somehow. That's speculation, but like, she's making money somewhere through her audience, through whatever, to, you know, like this narrative. It's like the other things I talk about. It's like Jimmy Dore talking about the like apparent false flag down in Australia. I'm like, do these people not realize what happened to us and how we got sued? And they just say like the craziest shit. And you know, I'm sure people disagree with me in the audience. Like, it blows my mind, but we'll get into all that later. I really do. Like, please call into the show.
Wait, somebody's asking how you call in. Yeah. We're going to be doing that call probably like second half. I know we ran into the 4-hour stream and did it at the very end. It'll be a little bit different. We won't do it this time.
We'll be tight this time,
because it was a deep dive last time. This one though, we got a couple topics we need to cover before we even get.
And we'll get into those.
So just hang in with us. Second hour or so, we will get into that. But this stuff is very important, because we want to talk about the guys who are.
I'm here to date your 6-year-old.
We're trying to cover these dudes, right?
Yeah, we're talking about the PDF files.
So before we get into that, Groyper had sent me something that love how things just come full circle.
Right.
It's crazy. We were just talking about this Sunday with the Instacart AI testing.
Okay. Yeah, and you want to follow up on this.
I wanted to follow up because I didn't know there was justice was coming this soon.
All right, let's check it out.
Everybody can come and watch this with us, because
I didn't add it to stage. A little unprofessionalism there.
Where's the sound?
Do we have sound?
Pause it.
Technical issue number 2 for the broadcast. You don't have sound today?
Let me see.
Bear with us, guys. Just a mild technical difficulty.
Even the black guy's not talking here.
The technical issues are not.
See where the audio.
It's probably the wrong input.
Nope. I wonder if our other videos are popping up.
Can y'all hear us?
We'll play something else.
Files. Yeah, we can hear it.
Can you?
Okay, so it's just a TikTok issue.
All right, let me
just break it down for the people.
Let me refresh and just let me see if it works here. Ooh. All right, this is on me, guys.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so TikTok is not compatible.
Just to break this down for you guys. What we had talked about on last Sunday was that
the price
dynamic pricing. AI and these algorithms are basically shopping. watching your shopping behavior and putting you in a bucket with other people, and 2 different people from different buckets could literally pay drastically different prices depending on how their shopping behavior was. And they wanted to do it to the point where they were like, look, we want to squeeze as much money as you are willing to spend.
Right. And to break that down, and people don't understand, they go, well, of course, they're just going to try to find a way to rob everyone or make them pay more. It's not just that. They want to make you pay the exact amount that they know that you can pay. And that's the sick thing about it. You want to go back to that video?
Oh, somebody's saying unmute, but I know
we're not muted.
I couldn't see. No, they said on the video. I just don't see the unmute button.
We don't see the button.
I'm acting like a boomer right now. I apologize here.
It's fine.
I don't see an unmute button. But anyways, we'll stay here. But anyways, Instacart, they caved, guys. Caved just after 2 weeks.
Do it on their own.
No, they basically came out and they said, and maybe you can just search an article real quick and see what they said. They said, this isn't how we want to treat our customers. We recognize that this isn't in line with our specific goals and mission, but it was big. Oh, see, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I'll pull it up and I'll go ahead and narrate it if it'll load. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. Instacart ends AI-driven pricing test that pushed up costs for some shoppers. See, it's always phrased in the nicest way, and that's because, who owns that? The billionaires do. And who also owns Instacart? The billionaires. So, of course, you're always going to get favorable coverage in the mainstream media if you're a big company. Instacart said it will no longer allow retailers to run AI pricing tests on its grocery delivery platform after the practice drew widespread scrutiny. People got upset about it. A study released earlier this month showed that Instacart's algorithmic pricing tools cause shoppers to pay different prices for identical items from the same store. The regulators questioned Instacart about the pricing tools, yada, yada, yada. Now they're getting rid of it. They're saying they'll cease the use on its grocery delivery platform after the practice was scrutinized. The company said in a blog post that retailers will no longer be able to use the Eversight technology. It's always got a nice name. Eversight, we rob you. Yay time. It's always
the future.
Yeah, it's always a happy name. It's like, you ever think about how creepy it is that the Amazon truck is like a creepy smile? Like it's horrible. It's beyond anything, dude. We understand that the tests we ran with a small number of our retail partners resulted in different prices for the same item at the same store and missed the mark for some customers. we robbed some folks over here and they don't like being robbed. And this is a bit of a problem.
You know how you see how they have to say tests like it wasn't widespread across the app?
Yeah, that's so crazy. And you go to this story, and I wasn't even thinking about this story in the context of the other stuff we had to talk about today. It is all just so over the top. Like, we accept living like this. They're allowed to talk like this. They're allowed to do this.
So is it a test when you acquire Eversight for $59 million in 2022? Is it still a test?
Oh, well, we bought the company that decides what the prices are. We think that that's reasonable because now we get to make even more money.
You know why they shut this down? It was that sentence above that said the federal regulation started asking them questions. The moment they saw them asking questions, rather than fight back or make excuses like they did to the people who did the research, they're like,
we got caught.
We got illegal. Caught. Yeah, so we'll step back on this one.
It's impressive that the Justice Department even did that.
No, but
like shout out to them. For real.
This is why it is important for people to speak up, and this is why I don't think I had a massive impact on this. It was the people who did the research, but even me trying to spread the awareness, I want people to know because
it did really well. It did really well because it pisses people off because it's just so insane.
Enough chain reaction. So ultimately, look, they got their hand in the cookie jar and they got slapped for it. But again, you know what's going to happen? They're probably not going to pay any fines. They're not going. They were hoping, Rex.
Well,
they were hoping that no one caught them.
It's an experiment. Now, how can you be mad about a little experiment? We're trying to help the people. Like seriously.
Now, if this could go on without a widespread of people knowing for years. What else is there?
Of course they would do
what
it.
Else
I'm sure they do it in other ways too. Like at the end of the day, like this is what we talk about on the gray area a lot, is that the entire economy, like the only way to be successful, really truly at like large scale, when you have a big business, is to grift. right? And they grift by getting the subsidies, they grift by getting the government contracts, they grift by funding the lobbyists that then fund political campaigns or promise people seats after their term ends. Like this is how it's done. And ultimately, there's never going to be an independent company that could compete with Instacart or do what they do, because not only could they not survive the regulatory burden, they would be forced out by the monopoly.
Good point.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, there's other.
Is that capitalism?
There's other companies, like, you know how Target bought their own company that was the competitor.
Sure.
But it doesn't just become monopoly. There's like duopolies, and then I don't even know what it's
oligarchy.
Called for. Oligarchy. Where it's like the elites of those companies all just own the entire marketplace, and it's essentially the same.
That's correct.
So that being said, just wanted to touch upon that just because New Groper sent me that, and I was like, ooh, that's
phenomenal. That's phenomenal. But we got two stories that have been developing. We've got two stories that we've been covering since the inception of the gray area, and that would be Epstein files and Venezuela. And let's go ahead and get on to Venezuela first. What are they doing to the tankers, Tim?
Man, they robbing them people blind.
And we need it, don't we?
We need that oil.
It's ours.
We basically, guys, we basically put a embargo. Let's do the second one.
Yeah, no, I got you.
This one.
I got you.
So let's read this. So we've been seizing oil tankers. I'm pretty sure people have been watching this on X, but this is kind of like the posturing. They're calling them ghost fleets.
Well, that's the thing. And, you know, they do the same thing with the Russian tankers, right? And they call that the shadow fleet. And they talk about Ukraine like we need to give the Ukrainians the power to strike the shadow fleet. We have to deal with the ghost fleet in Venezuela. And what that is it's Star Wars language. It's like Lord of the Rings monster names.
Make an enemy.
They make an enemy. Essentially, like, here's the thing. What a ghost fleet is, what a shadow fleet is a company or a tanker that's not insured by the Western financial system and is carrying oil from a country that we don't like to a country that we say can have no oil. And
exactly.
And I guess we just get to the president gets to decide that he can do that.
Yeah.
And I don't remember voting for this. And I hear the Monroe Doctrine, I hear the cap, I hear it from everyone. This is insane. This is insane. And we've seized their oil, not just as a show of force, not just because we say we need it. And we'll go to the clip where Trump talks about all the various uses it could have. We need it because we need the heavy fuel to make diesel. And nearly more than half of all American goods are delivered by 18-wheeler trucks. And if we don't have a long-term source of that oil, if we get boxed out of having that heavy crude, we can't maintain our economy.
And we talked about this on the last show, or one of them. There's different types of oil. Not all oil is created equal.
Right.
Depending on the actual, like how the rocks form, how that oil is actually in the ground the location determines how good that oil and what type it is. So you've got light oil, you got heavy oil. Light oil is is heavily in our grounds here in like Texas in the United States, and that's the stuff that goes in cars. Heavy oil is actually mostly
ships and diesel.
Yeah, and it's mostly coming from Canada right now. As far as I think they hold the largest share of.
And our relationship with them is not necessarily the best. So, you know, I think it's smart that our president is being proactive and seizing Venezuelan oil tankers. I'm gonna go ahead and read this.
Yeah.
Nearly 2 weeks after the U.S. seized a Venezuelan oil tanker believed to be part of a ghost fleet. Ooh, scary language. The ship arrived off the shore of Galveston. The tanker is about 50 miles offshore. The seizure of the tanker made national and international headlines. Video was released by U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi at the time of the seizure.
Impeach her.
Yeah, showing the U.S. forces boarding the ship. Yeah, and everything's a fucking photo op. Like, everything's a photo op where, like, oh, I seized the oil tanker. It's me, Pam Bondi. I'm in charge. And it's like, you're going to get impeached in a year because of what you've done with the Epstein files.
She's out of there.
Democrats are going to do to you.
She's out of there.
And I guess it's just like, look, enjoy the grandstanding while it lasts in terms of being in any form of political office, because the American people are not happy about this.
Can I give you a little caveat to this?
Sure.
I don't even hate her.
Ooh.
I hate the system she's in.
I hate the system.
I hate the system, man. No, but like, here's the thing. Like, we don't know what it's like to be in her situation where she has to answer to people. And look, she's not boss man at the end of the day, right? So she goes in there, maybe she had good intentions, but there's somebody pulling the strings as like, you can't do what you think, because she's not in the Epstein files.
Right, but a part of it is also like, you say that, and you say like, she's not the boss, she's not in charge, but then Trump, like, that's his like excuse for everything. He's like, they're in charge, but it's not me.
Yeah, well,
I don't know why she won't release the files.
That's in his books. That's how he does.
Well, it's a circular thing of like no accountability for the Trump administration ever. And they never do anything wrong.
Yeah, I won't give her too much credit for exoneration. She definitely is guilty on certain aspects. She lied. That's all.
But I mean,
so now they're fighting back.
And you have this, which is what any normal country would do if something like this was done to them. Venezuela passes law to jail backers a U.S. oil blockade.
This is new, guys. This literally happened today as of probably a few hours ago. So go ahead and read this.
Venezuela's parliament passed a law Tuesday that carries lengthy prison terms for any national supporting a United States oil tanker blockade. Caracas has termed piracy. And that's what we're doing. We're taking people's ships. The country already has a similar law for those who back sanctions against the government of President Maduro. Washington and dozens of other capitals consider his last... What? Oh, and a dozen of other capitals consider his last 2 re-elections to have been stolen. So there we have, and I'm sure he's like Pablo Escobar. I'm sure they're all evil, whatever.
But I will say the last one, there was a good credibility that he did steal.
I'm sure. And I've heard Venezuelans talk about Venezuela. Like, this is the state media propaganda line that's in there, though. That has to be in the article, and that's going to be in any article from America.
Yeah, it's like, is that important to the information that you're reading?
And it's just like calling it a shadow fleet.
Yeah.
Opposition leader Maria Corina Machado, whose whereabouts are unknown since she left hiding to travel to Oslo, where she was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, and she wants to give it to Trump. That's normal, by the way. That's normal behavior. Has spoken in favor of sanctions and a U.S. Caribbean naval deployment Maduro fears seeks to unseat him. I want to get into this briefly, and I'm sure you have a point to make. I just want to say this. So I know someone that's Venezuelan. I know someone, I think they're like a dual citizen or close to being that, right? Like they're from here and then moved there when they were very little or something like that, right? And this person explained to me, he goes, look, Venezuela is a country of like 30 million people before Maduro gets in. When Maduro gets in, you have that era of like, you remember people talk about like people eating rats in Venezuela and stuff like that. They were starving. Yeah, from hunger. That was when the 6 million people left and fled to America, and Biden let them in because they were scared of Maduro. And those people were the higher class of people that could afford and had the money to get out. So Maduro has been subsidizing the underclass of people and giving them the oil money, or to some extent that, right? So now they've kind of been galvanized to be loyal towards him. Plus, when you have another country saying, we're going to invade you, fuck you, you're not sovereign, regardless if the guy is Saddam Hussein, you're going to get angry about it if you're a citizen.
Look, if you're any country and 20% of your population gets up and leaves, you got a problem. I don't care what country you are.
Right. 1 in 5.
You got some fundamental issues in your country.
But it's okay, Tim. We're going to fix it.
Of course.
Right?
The first step is getting their oil. You know, that helps them. Don't you see? Like, that's exactly, we're trying to help the Venezuelan people.
Nice, beautiful oil like we've never seen before. I know. I want to get into it because it relates to this story. Did you see the clip of Trump talking about, it was another one of those like pump fake announcements, like he gave that State of the Union type thing, but he just talked about how great he was. He came out with Pete Hegseth to give some sort of military address, and he started talking about, we're going to get like Trump class battleships, and we're going to have something called the Golden Fleet.
You want to find it?
Yeah, you want to see this?
Yeah, I do.
You want to see this? Talk a little bit while I pull this up.
Yeah,
because this relates to Venezuela. This is just like the military power abuse.
Yeah, I mean, so when I look at this situation, it's very comical, because it didn't take rocket science to figure out where this was going. We start with the drugs. We start with, actually, no, he kind of took a step back forward and was just criticizing him already before even trying to launch the military. So you got to like do this thing in stages. It can't just happen all at once. So you got to criticize the guy, say he stole the election. Then you can go and claim that they're selling these drugs and flooding the market with fentanyl.
Dehumanize, villainize.
And then you can go ahead and just like, okay, next level.
Right.
Oil tankers. Okay, now people are like, they've digested the fact of oil is
military strikes on the land.
So now and then we go to the real stuff. So
and the thing is, if we truly were like the happy Chungus policeman of the world that was an awesome nation and was trying to do good things across, you could argue it's imperialism, but you know, we're good people. It's what we do. You can't do that when the leader of Syria, the guy who we invite to the White House, is like one of the head guys in ISIS. Right? It's just, this guy's bad, but this guy's good now. This guy's bad.
He's
this guy's
such a
okay.
good. He's the best friend.
So we can't live in this world anymore. Check out Trump talking about the battleships.
As Commander-in-Chief, it's my great honor to announce that I have approved a plan for the Navy to begin the construction of 2 brand new, very large, the largest we've ever built, battleships. You know, you used to build the Iowa, the Missouri, the Wisconsin, the Alabama, many others. We had big battleships. These are bigger, but they will have 100 times they'll be 100 times the force, the power.
You're an engineer. We have one boat and it's good now, but we're going to make another boat that's 100 times more powerful. What does that even mean?
Hey, guess what? You take one missile,
right?
You blow it up, and what do you have to replace it?
Exactly.
There's a reason why China, fundamentally, how they're building their military, they're not spending a lot of money on quality when it comes to like having the best technology in the world. They're doing quantity, because you throw 20 battleships at this one guy, he's not going to take out everybody.
Right. And it takes
one missile to sink that ship.
And it's the modern military theory that's been proven by Iran. It's been proven by Yemen. It's much cheaper and much more cost effective to invest, and the Russians, they're the best at it now in the world, by the way, to invest in missile technology as opposed to plane or boat or naval technology.
Well, you see, these boats are going to be made out of vibranium.
They're made in Wakanda.
You can't touch these
boats.
Missiles,
President Trump.
These missiles won't pierce. These missiles won't pierce. So yeah, I mean, look, Ukraine was a perfect example of it. They took a bunch of these cheap ass drones, put them in shipping containers, opened the top, and blew up billions of dollars worth of equipment.
Right, and that's modern warfare, right? And we'll play out the clip here.
And there's never been anything like these ships. These have been under design consideration for a long time. And it started with me in my first term.
The Germans in World War I did this, and the Japanese in World War II did this, and it was not a good idea.
Yep.
Because I said, why aren't we doing battleships like we used to?
There's a reason.
You fucking boomer.
These are the best in the world. They'll be the fastest, the biggest.
President,
and by far 100 times more powerful.
Pause it real quick. He asked, why aren't we doing this, and why are we not building these? And he didn't ask a step further of like actually diving into why they stopped.
Like that would be, and that's the thing, is you have the general there, or at least you should. They go, sir, why do we need to do this? Like, this is not rational, right? Now I saw this thing, and I'm getting all over the place. I want to go back to our story about Venezuela, but
this is good.
It relates to it all. I heard it was Colonel Lawrence Wilkerson, something about our deficit or something being at like $3 trillion at some point next year.
I believe it.
And that the only nation in the world capable of bailing us out is China. And he thinks that they would want to bail us out, but like, we're not giving anyone a reason to treat us nicely right now. And like, maybe the rest of the world just sees this kind of behavior and is like, yeah, you know what? Like, if they're going to build these things, they're probably going to use them, and they're using them in Venezuela right now. Why wouldn't we preemptively try to handle this? And like, is the American public, we can talk about the country and the military and hoorah, and that's great. Do we want a war, or was the entire reason that we voted for Trump that we didn't want a war?
Burn it all.
He was the peace president. He was the peace president on the campaign trail for an entire year, and before that, saying he'd end conflicts in a day. And now what we have to accept is he stopped 7 or 8 wars or whatever, because he says so. He says he stopped India, Pakistan. He points at Azerbaijan, Armenia, goes, ooh, I did it. And meanwhile, Ukraine is on fire. Gaza is on fire. Venezuela, the boats are on fire. The country is soon to be on fire.
Mind you, when he declared that he stopped the India-Pakistan war,
right,
that pissed the hell out of India.
Right.
Because they had already had an agreement prior to him even being involved for that. And then when he comes out and he's like, I ended the war, after like they already signed the agreements and stuff.
Right.
It's like the guy down the street just coming into your house and being like, oh, I ended your domestic situation after you already resolved it with your wife. Like, I don't understand.
No, that was a real hard argument you had. I overheard the whole thing, and you know, I know you didn't feel my presence, but I think I put I mean, I can't do the Trump is a wizard thing anymore. I can't do it. Now, I also can't do the Trump is an idiot or senile thing, as much as I'd like to, as much as I would like my cope to be that, because there's more honor in it. He just doesn't care. He doesn't care
it's
at
GTA
all.
GTA for him, man.
Yes, like it's
GTA.
Imagine you wake up and you are an elderly man and you eat McDonald's for every meal and you are the president. And it's just like, well, like the world is my sandbox. What am I going to do today? And maybe you do have a vague notion of helping people or helping the American society or making America great again. But really, you want to eat chicken tendies and do hood rat shit with your friends. Like, and that's probably what he does.
Yeah.
And he gets a 10-piece McNugget and he watches footage of someone get blown up.
He loves his McDonald's, man.
Seriously.
That is hilarious.
But we talked about Venezuela, and like this is an ongoing situation. It's continuing to evolve. I have made the prediction of it would start this year. It looks like Tim is going to be correct because he said it would start next year. Just some sort of global conflict. We weren't specific because the Iran thing was going on. We talked about that. Ukraine thing's always going on. Gaza thing's always going on. But now this is really intensifying as well. And it's all just a distraction for the thing that's really important.
Wait.
Uh-huh.
There's something on the Russian diplomats that I want to pull up first.
I saw that first article.
That was that first article.
All right, we'll go ahead and go to that.
All right, so we cannot confirm or deny whether these claims are true or not true, but there are news articles that have been coming out that Russia has been evacuating their embassy staff from Venezuela. Now, clearly they're denying this now, where they've gone out and have posted on X and saying like, we don't actually agree with what's being said in the narrative. You can scroll down and kind of read a little bit what's happening here.
Russia's foreign ministry on Tuesday denied reports that it was evacuating staff from its embassy in Venezuela as the United States steps up pressure on the government of President Nicolas Maduro. The denial followed a report by the AP, which cited an anonymous European intelligence official as saying that Moscow had begun evacuating the families of Russian diplomats from Venezuela last Friday. In a post on X, the foreign ministry dismissed the report as false, but did not specifically address whether the families of diplomats had been relocated. Be careful and don't fall for Western provocations, the ministry said. The AP report said Russian officials had privately assessed the situation in Venezuela in very grim terms as Washington intensified military operations and warnings directed at Caracas. Yeah, and I mean, like the thing is, if they're going to do something down there, like if they're going to escort like a ghost tanker or whatever they want to call it, that's World War III. Like we're there. And I'm sure President Trump doesn't even want to make that decision, but it won't be him. It'll be Lindsey Graham that makes that decision.
When you say, what about World War III? Like the fact if we were to attack them?
Well, if Russia? The Russians offered military support to Venezuela, well, we, as the biggest hypocrites in the world with the Ukraine situation going on, we would immediately take action.
So what they have done, because Venezuela earlier did call for help from China and Russia. Now, Russia has its own problems right now, and it's supplying its own forces. I think they either have already or they will provide them with some kind of like air support.
SV4 or SV or SB400.
But there's some of that equipment that is so old, it's older than you and I, and it is actually not going to be anything in face of Raptors.
That Soviet shit's good. And I think to talk about like this whole situation, Russia's outproducing the West as far as munitions go. They outproduce us by a factor of 5. They could most definitely arm them to the teeth. The question is, will they do that? I think absolutely not, because they're not going to provoke a conflict. Now, the Chinese, on the other hand, this is very interesting. What if the Chinese do something and then we do something and then they use that as impetus to take Taiwan? And that's where you have to look at each global situation, just like we look at what's going on in the Middle East as really a conflict between the United States and Russia and control over that region, right? And the Ukraine war conflict, a consequence of that. The same thing happening in our southern hemisphere. This could be very easily used to make sure that conflicts that are happening in like a decade could happen tomorrow.
Yes, I agree with you on that. And the importance of this article here, if it is true, and I don't know if it's true or not, because AP report, I tried everything I could to find the original, because I had seen the original document, the news report, and they've removed it from their website. But with that being said, this report, if it is real and they're lying about like, oh, and they're actually taking the people out, this gears up for a war conflict, because the United States has been in situations where we have removed, not even just the United States, other countries. Your first move is to remove your diplomats and other people that would get caught in the crossfire for these countries and conflicts. So if Russia does remove their diplomats, it is a key indicator that the United States would start attacks pretty intimately at that point afterwards.
Right. And, I think that sadly, I think we're going to get there, or some version of these events. I think there will be military action actually taken in Venezuela. It's funny to say that we have like 15% of our entire naval fleet parked off their coast, and we're spending close to $1 billion a day keeping them down there. But like, we're already involved.
Not just that
in the conflict.
There's a buildup of like
in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, there's a buildup of the refueler tanks, like 28 of them.
Yeah,
you would need that much if you're going to go do something.
And, the modern United States military strategy of just bombing them to hell, we don't have the munitions for it. And like,
to bomb them?
Yeah,
we do. Trust me.
I know we have infinite bombs to bomb everyone, and we'll never run out. But ultimately, we've been involved in multiple conflicts for multiple years. We provided a lot of these weapons to people. I know you have faith in the bottomless reserves of the U.S. military. I do not. I do not. I think that they steal most of the money, and like they charge way too much to build these military products, and it's a giant grift.
I will say that you wouldn't be able to refill them as quickly because of the cost it took to make them in the first place.
That's what that Endural founder, that military tech founder, that guy that wears the Hawaiian shirts, who has the like soul patch goatee thing. That's what he says, and that's like his whole thesis is he wants to make cheap products that are like affordable for the modern military environment. Because you look at these systems, and I think that's
dangerous. We do that. There's no control to the madness.
I think a THAAD battery has 68 missiles in it, and they're reloadable. But I think that whole thing is like hundreds of millions of dollars or close to it. It's not affordable for us to make these systems, whereas the Russians, they crap them out. But not to get too focused on that. The geopolitical conflict scene is heating up every day, and we observe it. And we're about to get into the Epstein discussion.
Yes,
we're going to get into it, but I want to do a plug. We want to do a plug for Primal Core. It's very important. If you support the show, if you like what we're doing here on the gray area, I've been working in the supplement industry for a decade, maybe a decade plus now at this point. I wanted to make a product that we could support the show and fund the show with. We need to get a guy in here switching for us. We need a bigger studio. We need better guests. We need the opportunity to do a whole bunch of stuff for you guys. And we made it very simple. You can get products that improve your life and the life of people around you if you give them as gifts or as presents or to a family member. You name it. You can go to goprimalcore.com. You can get the best rated, the top studied, the #1 ashwagandha. That's what you want, the KSM 66. It's the most studied. What it does is it blunts cortisol and therefore raises testosterone. A lot of people don't know this. The same fuel source used to make testosterone is also used to make cortisol. And when you get in that stress loop that you can't break out of and your body starts to degrade, that's kind of the negative feedback loop situation you get stuck in. That's why ashwagandha is such an incredible product for both men and women. It really addresses that cortisol issue. And then we've got Elemental Drive, and we've already got rave reviews.
Dude, people are raving about this one.
Yeah, to talk about it.
I've been taking it myself as well.
Right.
It's nice to hear, like, because Rex, I have to give you credit because he spent a good amount of time to formulate
I convinced you that we needed the 1-2 punch of having this other product.
He spent some real time formulating this stuff.
You're not going to find a better multi-mineral.
And the way that people describe it is like they were feeling fatigued before and they didn't notice that they had like a lower level of energy. And then the moment they started taking this, over a certain amount of time, they felt like their vitality came back and the blood circulation got better. And especially for people who are thinking about performance in the gym, this helps you. And this comes into play because a lot 100%. Of these ingredients are the core essentials that your body needs that we naturally lack over time. And that is the whole point of why we're trying to reach back in time, pull the things that have always worked and bring them in a modern solution for you guys to use today. And I'm taking these myself. I loved the reviews that people gave last live. I'm sorry for anybody who didn't catch that, but they literally said, look, this is helping me, man. You got me locked in. And it is an improvement on your previous product, which was Power Plant.
Right. Well, Power Plant only had 2 of these testosterone boosting, vitality boosting minerals in it. And I love Power Plant. Power Plant is a phenomenal athletic formula. But when you get down to brass tacks and you want to find something bang for your buck, the highest quality form of the mineral, the most absorbable form of the mineral, the best ratio that you need, people know about zinc, and you see the memes everywhere and people laughing about it, going, my wife is happy, you name it, XYZ. If you do zinc supplementation, like people advertise online, which is like 40 to 50 milligrams every day, all the time, you will eventually become copper deficient. You'll become copper deficient really in under a month if you take 50 milligrams of zinc every day. And that's because copper and zinc are absorbed in the same way through the gut. So especially if you're taking your zinc with food, you're absorbing or not absorbing the copper that's in that food. That's why we've got zinc at the ideal ratio with copper in this formula, as well as boron, which increases luteinizing hormone and free testosterone in some studies as high as 38%, and zinc, which does the same thing by making your body secrete LH. And people don't know what that is. That's the signal from your brain to your gonads to make testosterone. And this formula is incredible for women as well. It's got nootropic angles to it. It's got every angle to it, really, because like Tim says, it's the ancient remedy of replacing the thing that's no longer in our modern diet. And when you look at the daily value information on food, it's all bullshit. It's all measurements from the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yeah.
We don't even know what we're eating anymore.
Exactly.
So if you're interested in improving your life, if you're interested in a product like that, we highly suggest you go to goprimalcore.com and you can use code CORE25 to get 25% off, which is a phenomenal deal.
And then if you want to subscribe for every month, you can actually get 30% off, and you're basically paying somewhere around like
subscribe and save
$27 a month for a great product.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's like a subscription for me. So.
Absolutely. And we're going to get it back into the news now, but ultimately we're trying to advance forward with the show and grow it and be able to do better things with it. So please give us the ability to fund ourselves, and every single time you check out a product, don't even have to buy it. We appreciate it. So thank you. And now getting back into the swing of things, we've been waiting for this, and there have been explosions all around the globe because, you know, they want to distract us. They want to keep us not focused on the real issue, which is the entire government is like pedophile lizard people.
Yeah.
Basically, that's the truth. The Epstein files, Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie have said they must come out. Let's get into the law.
I'm here to date your 6-year-old.
Oh, I love it. Anyways, no, I don't love it.
Let's get into it. Whoa. Whoa.
Anyways, soundboard is back in action. Right. So with that being said, where I want to start with, because I want to catch these guys red-handed, is I wanted to take a look at what was agreed when we actually we didn't sign
this
it.
Is what
when it went through the House.
What was passed. This is passed. What Trump signed, and they're violating
100%. All right. So documentation of Epstein's detention or death, including incident reports, witnesses, interviews, medical examiner, files, autopsy reports, and written records detailing the circumstances of cause of death, prohibited grounds for withholding. The first one is the most important here. No record shall be withheld, delayed, or redacted on the basis of embarrassment, reputational harm, or political sensitivity, including to any government official, public figure, or foreign dignitary.
Oh, we can't have that. Like you think we're gonna not redact it? Like you kidding me?
Right.
Like permitted withholdings. The Attorney General may withhold or redact the segregable portions of the records that contain personally identifiable information of victims or victims' personal and medical files and similar files, the disclosure of which would constitute a clearly unwarranted invasion of personal privacy. And I guess the justification is that the perpetrators are the victims, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, does that say victims or does that say perpetrator? Because it says victims to me.
Right, well, I mean, are you a victim if you're like, hold on, like I'm engaged in this perverse illegal sexual act, but Jeffrey Epstein has a gun to my head. And it's making me do it.
Of course, you saw that dot on Bill Clinton's head,
right?
When he was getting head inside of the hot tub,
like the laser sight on him, so that therefore he didn't do anything wrong. He's forced to do it.
What's the second one?
Okay, depict or contain child sexual abuse materials as defined under 18 USC Code 2256 and prohibited under 18 USC 2252.
Okay, makes sense. I don't want to see little kids getting sexually abused in videos like that.
Right, but we want to see the fucking political officials.
Now, scroll. This might be the thing that they try to use.
Would jeopardize an active federal investigation or ongoing prosecution, provided that such withholding is narrowly tailored and temporary. D, depict or contain images of death, physical abuse, or injury of any person. E, contain information specifically authorized under criteria established by an executive order to be kept. Ooh. Are all executive orders public? They have to be, right?
Yeah,
I think they have to be.
Yes, they are.
By an executive order to be kept secret in the interest of national defense or foreign policy and are in fact properly classified pursuant to such executive order. Look, we can't have me in the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia.
That is national emergency.
We can't have the photo of us kissing out. We can't do it. I'm going to have to issue an executive order. Like I mean,
yeah, this is insane.
There are ways. Like the thing is, we act like they have to follow the law, but like, does it really mean anything? Like who at the level of government goes, you're not following through on the order, I'm going to prosecute you, when the person not following through on the order is Pam Bondi. It's impossible. It's a circle. This is
literally why our system is broke, because the people that are in power, this is where the struggle happens.
Right.
They're fine with going after an Instacart because they know there's no significant value to the government and the system itself. They're afraid if they unravel this whole thing, the integrity of the United States, like,
well, the country would fall apart.
Yeah,
the country would become Fortnite.
You'd have every country not take us even more serious at that point. They'd be like, okay, well, it's just a bunch of pedos inside of the White House.
I think the other countries would be terrified, because like that's truly how you get to like an idiocracy world.
Who's to say what they're doing?
Post-apocalyptic.
Who's to say what some of these Western countries, these Western European countries
I
are
100%
doing?
agree with you. They're just as insane. But the point is, like, we still have some social currency, some social capital, some political capital, some literal capital. We have resources and money. They literally have zero. They have nothing. And yet we piss it all away. And this is what I'm tired of seeing, just in life in general, but really just with the government and with society. We have all these great opportunities and these great things, and we just piss them away into the wind.
It's because humans are fundamentally flawed. We make mistakes, just like we think the grown-ups are in the White House. They also make mistakes. And I'm not saying you got to exonerate them for them, but when I say the mistake, I mean they're fundamentally flawed humans. And they pretend like they're perfect. And
it's not a mistake if it's working, right? And it's clearly working for these people, what they're doing.
Yeah.
So like,
it's insane.
It's not a mistake if it's working, which means therefore it's deliberate, right?
So we've put it's breaking now. But if you just think about like over the years, and I've done this myself, I used to think that, the adults in the other room, and I was just blindly like, my government, all the people in it, they're doing God's work. They know how the system works.
Crazy, but it's true.
I can just trust you. I can just trust you with everything, and I think you have my best interest at heart. Thank the gods for social media, man. Thank all the people that sit here, go out there and do this type of reporting and actually find and sift through all the bullshit.
We live in an information age, so the information is readily available. And once you look at it, like this crazy Trump clip that we're about to play, and it's like these people, they say one thing for a decade straight about like wanting to throw Hillary in jail and hating these people and they're the worst, they're everything, and fully knowing that their supporters hang on their every word, and they genuinely believe we're going to lock up the Clintons and we're going to get them this time. And it's literally like, well, Alabama's going to win that Rose Bowl, and it's going to happen now. It's Nickelodeon for adults. It's a cartoon on TV, but inside of the cartoon, like they tell you the truth. Right. And then
subliminal.
Yeah. Message. And then it's like a vampire, like at the door, like it always has to ask to be let in. It can't just break into the house. It's not allowed. It's against the rules. So you get kind of like in this clip specifically, this is the big club that's always talking about.
Yeah, he's on Bill Clinton's nuts right now in this video.
This is the big club. Like we're all friends. Now we have some disagreements. I think it's awful that's happening to him.
I really love Bill.
Right.
Bill's my bestie. Go ahead and watch this.
It's so crazy. We'll go ahead and play it.
You commit to their full.
Rewind it.
There's nothing. It's just the press guy. Just the press guy.
Thank you, Mr. President. Were you surprised by the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files? And can you commit to their full And
you heard him.
By the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein
I gotta
files,
think.
And
I gotta think a little bit.
Full release by the end of the year. Some of the victims were protesting that too many of them were redacted.
I know there are a lot of people that are angry about all of the pictures of other people, you know, but I think it's terrible. Look, I don't like I like Bill Clinton. I've always gotten along with Bill Clinton.
I like Bill Clinton. I've always gotten along with Bill
Let's
Clinton.
read his plaque that he had on his Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
Did it really say?
Yeah, the president doesn't feed the homeless people. He rewrites the motifs under the portraits of the presidents that he it is beyond anything.
Nice to him. He's been nice to me. We've always gotten along. Respect him. I hate to see photos come out of him, but this is what the Democrats, mostly Democrats, and a couple of bad Republicans are asking for. So
why would the Democrats want photos of Bill Clinton to come out? Everything, and this is what my dad says too. It's like, everything's the Democrats' fault. You don't think Democrats want the files released? And it's like, no, none of them. Because they're all the same. They're all the same people. They're all friends, right? It's terrible. I like that I have over my house. I went to your wedding all the time. You have something you want to add to this?
No,
I
was just looking to see what his plaque says, just to confirm if they're besties or not. You know, because that he said whatever he wanted to say.
Best friends forever.
No, keep going.
BC and DT. On like a tree somewhere carved like a heart
with the heart.
Yeah,
plus sign.
Giving their photos of me too. Everybody was friendly with this guy, either friendly or not friendly. But they, he was around. He was all over Palm Beach and other places. The head of Harvard was his best friend, Larry Summers. And Bill Clinton was a friend of his, but everybody was. I actually threw him out of Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
I threw him out of the club because I was like, that one's mine. I like that one. She's mine. That's why I kicked him out.
I didn't think you were going there.
And as a person that was in Mar-a-Lago, I threw him out. Mar-a-Lago, this is Mar-a-Lago. It's the hottest place I think it's the hottest place in the world, but it's the hottest place in Florida. And everybody would come here. You'd come here. We actually threw him out. But no, I don't like the pictures of Bill Clinton being shown. I don't like the pictures of other people being shown. I think it's a terrible thing.
Didn't they pull photos down already? Do you have anything on that? Because I saw that. Like they released 13.
I got it.
You got it?
I got one.
We'll play it out because it's such a crazy clip. But I mean, like,
it's in there.
They're already trying to manipulate and be like, oh, no.
We on it.
We'll
don't worry, Rex. We on it. We're on it.
Bill Clinton's a big boy. He can handle it, but
he's a big boy. He can handle it. The country's a comedy. You have to laugh at it. Like, that is like, how do we fix it? How do we change the system? It's just like these people, it's a cartoon. I don't even know.
You probably have pictures being exposed of other people that innocent.
Someone takes a photo with their dog, their cat, and everyone says that's normal, that's fine, they like it on Instagram. But a guy gets blown in the hot tub, and suddenly everyone's upset. I don't understand why they're mad. Photos are photos.
I recently met Jeffrey Epstein many years ago, and they're highly respected.
And that's how you can tell he's nervous about it, is because he keeps repeating the same thing. It's like, I knew Epstein, Bill knew Epstein, everyone knew Epstein, Epstein knew everyone. He was a social guy.
It's the repeating. He watches eye pattern. It moves all over the place. And he just kind of like,
and like the beginning, like you said, like waiting for repeat the question so I can think about it.
He was like,
huh?
Yeah.
Bankers and lawyers and others, and they'll end up, because of guys like Massey, who's a real lowlife, whose polls are down to about 9%.
Your polls are down.
The great state of Kentucky. If you look at Kentucky, Kentucky is.
Check you, buddy.
Well, they spent like ungodly millions trying to get rid of Massey. I think he's at like 70% or something. He's just lying. All he does is lie.
Such a great place, but I don't know. They've got
a couple of
people on there that are very strange in
terms
of
what I'm trying to say.
Leadership. But Massey's a loser, and he likes it. And
look at Pete Hegseth in the back. He's like, I must remain serious. I'm the Secretary of War. And then Marco Rubio's like, I want to invade Venezuela right now. And that's what they're thinking about. They don't give a fuck what he's saying. Like the administration. They
all tuned out.
Well, they're all tuned out. And it's just like, this is not a functional government.
Nope.
And I criticize Obama, but like Obama wasn't doing this.
He works with the Democrats. He's just being used by the Democrats, because what this whole thing is with Epstein is a way of trying to deflect from the tremendous success that the Republican Party has.
Okay.
Yeah, his approval rating is not that low. The fuck is he?
Yeah, what's the approval rating for Massey?
He's only disliked by 10%, neutral 14%, positive 15%, recognized by 39%. I don't even know what that means.
Well, we got Bill Clinton's statement.
Yeah, Bill claps back. Bill claps back.
I guess really quick. I don't know if we have it. I'm gonna find the hot tub photo real fast, just so that we can reference some of the outrage.
Billy in the hot tub. Yeah, Bill Clinton was. I think he made a statement kind of after this because look, I mean, I think yeah, there it is. There it is.
People are mad at me because I was in a hot tub with the chick that her age was not the question of the night, shall we say. And people say that I'm a pedophile, but if you zoom in on the image, you can see a red sniper dot where Mr. Epstein was about to kill me if I did not engage in a cunnilingus with the young woman. So I had to do it. I had no choice.
So true.
And then Trump comes out and like the old Trump that I remember from 2015, it would be over. But it's very clear that it's all the big clubs. So now we'll go to the Bill Clinton statement, which is right there. Statement by Angel Urena, spokesman for former President Bill Clinton. Whew. The Epstein Files Transparency Act imposes a clear legal duty on the U.S. Department of Justice to produce the full and complete record the public demands and deserves. However, what the Department of Justice has released so far and the manner in which it did so makes one thing clear. Someone or something is being protected. We do not know whom, what, or why. Very creepy language. Something or someone. Very weird. Very alien, right?
That's the thing.
It's the system. But we do know this. I need no such protection. I didn't that night with her. Like the jokes just write themselves. I'm sorry. I got a million of them. And it may be a little crass or whatever, but Bill Clinton's never needed protection for anything. Accordingly, we call on President Trump to direct Attorney General Bondi to immediately release any remaining materials referring to, mentioning, or containing a photograph of Bill Clinton. Okay. All right. I know there's one with both of us in there, Donald. Mutually assured destruction. This is like nuking me, Donald. I'm going to nuke you back.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Wow. This includes, without limitation, any records that may exist and are subject to disclosure under the Act, Public Law 11938, enacted November 19th, 2025, including grand jury transcripts, interview notes, photographs, and findings by the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York. Refusal to do so will confirm the widespread suspicion of the Department of Justice actions to date are not about transparency, but about insinuation, using selective releases to imply wrongdoing about individuals who have already been repeatedly cleared. I was cleared, man. The government said I didn't do anything wrong.
Burn it all down.
The government where everyone's raping everybody, they said I'm okay. Cleared by the very same Department of Justice over many years under presidents and attorneys generals of both parties. Yeah, because they were all on the island.
He's basically saying, burn this bitch. Release it all. Well, I got nothing to hide.
The thing is, we're supposed to accept the insane reality that the president, or I got it right here. I got the presidency of the U.S. on my mouse.
Oh, how convenient.
So we've had Trump now again, Biden, Trump again, Obama, Bush, Clinton. Okay, so we've had from 6 presidents ago. 6 presidents ago, this guy has to come out and talk about the Epstein guy who trafficked no one and was just a random pedophile. And then we're like, oh, well, that's the official story. That's what the government says. We have to accept it. And it's like, we don't live in this world anymore. We don't get told that we're going to get these files released and then we get stomped on and get dragged into wars and we get told, well, we can't lose the midterms to the Democrats.
Well, who do you think was telling the Biden administration not to release these?
Right, it's the same people.
I mean, dude, you got to understand, guys, when a president leaves office, he has an extreme amount of power still. People still respect former presidents and they have access to all their it's all the connections. Yeah, they do the speaking tours, but it's also you keep your connections. So you'll see, like, you go look at Obama, this dude, there's a reason why they have him campaign for other people and give his endorsement and stamp of approval, because he can go in rooms, he can give call. He's like, hey, Billy, this happened.
He appointed everyone important that's in charge, right? Like every president gets to appoint judges, gets to appoint various civil servants, various members of people that remain in these cabinets when other administrations come in, right? Like we all know about the figureheads, but what about the assistant deputy of the Secretary of Agriculture, or just, some position like that.
Right.
And this is the same problem with the intelligence agencies. And really the problem with the U.S. government is the U.S. government, and this is its strength too, it was designed not to work. It was designed for changes to be so slow that nothing super radical could happen overnight. But we've entered an age where it's so full of garbage.
I was literally driving on my way home, like from our last live, and I would be like, dude, the founding fathers, if you were to like teleport them into today's age, they would roll over in their graves.
They would think of it.
They'd be like, what?
I think they would look at us like kind of a space Mexico. All right. Like imagine Mexico, but in space high tech. And then that's like the same imagination the founding fathers would have about
Space
us.
Mexico.
Just the audience will just visualize it. Space Mexico. That's what this place has kind of turned into.
Yeah, they would roll over in their graves. And it's like, this isn't what they wanted. And then if you go and you look at what's in the Epstein files, this is why this is the part about social media I love, guys. When we all collectively come together
right now
over me, and we try to go and defeat the bad guy, because there's enough people on the right and left that are speaking up about this. Massey is our champion right now. And there's other people that are below him, and also regular ass people that are just hackers, and they're able to determine they're clearing this stuff up.
Unredacting the redacted files.
I love it. So let's pull this up real quick so that people can see. Trump's name was mentioned how many times?
The Epstein files on the DOJ website allow you to highlight the redacted text, copy it, and paste it into another document, which reveals what was hidden. You can also press Control+F and search for the word Trump with the space to see his name appear more than 600 times.
Can you click on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's look at this. Okay, so he's literally in the ether of the code. You know, you and I are not familiar with this world, but for somebody like him, look at all that. Look at all those Trumps.
But you know what? But you got to look at the context here. Let's read some of this. Or I guess, is this straight from the file?
Yeah.
What it's saying?
Yeah.
All right. Trump, Kushner's security clearances up to Donald Trump's name was in there. Each page had a name, address, company, or I guess it's just separate lines where they're mentioned.
It's separate lines.
They said that Cohen, that's Trump's old lawyer, had heard Trump say things about Epstein, but would not go into detail at this time. It is a lot like there's nothing in here being like, and Trump raped the 6-year-old. Right, like we don't see that in here, but it's clear it's clear to everyone that he's in the files, right? And the real thing to me is not even this, but it's the photographic evidence, right? It's like, why would you redact all these images and then still release them? And that's
because they thought they were smarter than the average person.
Is this real or is this not?
No, New Groiper sent me this, and
that's not real.
This is AI debunked. You can show it.
Okay,
this is one of the ones that you were talking about last time. This was debunked as fake, but there's always a silver lining to this stuff. We did find the real photos. And Rex, remember you were mentioning earlier about them like mingling with the photos and like doing a bunch of weird shit with it? Well, this is what happened here. So you can go ahead and read this guy.
Is it this one?
They restore the image of Trump on his nightstand.
Epstein files, DOJ restores image showing Trump after backlash. The Department of Justice restored online a photo from the Jeffrey Epstein files that contained images showing President Donald Trump after backlash over its removal. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche earlier said that file documents from a site to comply with a part of federal court order aimed at protecting victims. Todd Blanche, we don't like him, denied the removal of a specific photo had anything to do with it showing images of Trump.
Okay, so where's the victim?
Right.
I'm sorry. Now I have a better photo if you go to the one next to it real quick.
The next tab?
Yeah.
The Google Drive?
Yeah, we can zoom in on that, baby.
Where do we zoom in?
Look at look in the drawer. Yeah. This is his drawer, guys. Why would you keep another man? Why would you keep another man inside of your drawer with all of these other photos of celebrities? We've seen that photo. That's him too in between those girls too.
This is like his poker chips, right? It's like these are people he knows that he has. And you can make the argument, oh, Trump didn't do anything or whatever. Like if you hang out with this guy for years and years and years, you're going to be implicated in some way, even if it is just covering it up. And people use that as a defense. They're like, well, he covered up as a big club. And that's kind of what I said on InfoWars yesterday. Like, that's not an excuse.
Wait, covered up what? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, just people will go, well, he's not implicated, but there are people in there that are, and it would be a big problem for everyone. So it's kind of like the fake noble thing to do, like to act like, oh, it's a thing I do because I'm a noble person.
Yeah, I mean, look, that is the job of the federal government and the DOJ to investigate who's actually part of the bullshit and who's not. Dude, if we take a regular case, right, just any regular schmegular case, right, you think they're going to sit there and throw every single person that was at a party if there was a shooting? No. You're going to sit there, do your investigation work, find out who's implicated. Dude, they have people on videos. It's not complicated. This is not rocket science, guys. This is not rocket science. I want you guys to understand, if you're trying to protect people who are like, oh, he might have been there and it could have been like a lawyer or a regular guy who was just kind of being caught in this scenario. No, don't give me that. You spent all this time researching.
Ultimately, all the presidents can't know this person. All the celebrities can't know this person. Everyone that's rich and famous can't know the person. And the person is like the most horrific pedophile ever who like trafficked and raped like hundreds of young girls. It's like, oh, it's a big mistake. I killed my whole family. I blew the house up with a pipe bomb. And then it's just, oops, my bad. We don't accept that anymore. But getting into how we can unredact the files, I think this is the important
thing.
Play
this video first.
Here, just take the.
I'm gonna take the wheel here.
Take the keyboard.
All right,
I'm just gonna sit back here and commentate. I don't want to have to mess with all this stuff.
Before we go into that, we need to watch.
Boo this guy, by the way. He's a chudlet story.
I don't know who he is, but I know he's
a chudlet.
He reported as well as some other people.
We literally just figured out how to unredact some of the Epstein files that Trump's administration redacted. So the Trump administration is so incompetent that they use the improper formatting for redactions, meaning that on some of the files, all you got to do is copy the text, including the redactions, and then paste it in a notepad. When pasted, the actual redacted text shows.
I want to make a point because like you chose this video for informational quality.
Yes.
And I've been in right-wing, left-wing internet space for a while. This guy is a libtard chud. But see, the libtard chud is now proven 100% correct about Trump. And this is the greatest pain of all. This is the greatest betrayal, is that I have to sit here and actually listen to the chudlet.
Hey, Rex, why do you think they call us the gray area?
The chudlet, dude, it's pissing me off, man. But
this is no echo chamber here.
Yeah, well,
this is no echo chamber.
Chudlet, man. Damn it. All right, we'll play the rest of the video because he's making great points.
Watch, I'm doing it again right here.
So he's able to just do it right there.
So this turns to this. This is what happens when you hire a criminal as president. Okay. We literally just figured out.
All right, turn him off. Get him off the screen. Make it stop.
So, guys, he is completely right about this. And I just wanted to quickly, I still got more here.
No, for sure. I'll go to the next thing.
But
yeah, so that just shows how easy it is.
Yeah. And all people had to do was sit there and just try to do that. Now, there's also the ability to like go into the code like that guy was talking about as well. And a lot of the stuff is coded on a PDF. So
a PDF file.
Yeah, it's all PDF.
That's the term for the
PDF file. Dude, they messed up. Somebody's gonna lose their job after this. But here's the kicker. So
why are you gay?
Think about it this way. Okay, they told us that they released as much as they could, and then something came out yesterday where they stated there was CoffeeZilla and a few other people all collectively got together, and I love CoffeeZilla. I gotta tell him, like,
phenomenal.
He's so good at just
some of the best YouTube, like binge watch, or you take a bad dump or something, go to that channel and have a good time.
100%. They spent some time trying to get to the bottom of there's some like unreleased files that we haven't gotten. Now there's this random guy, when he took the URL and he typed in, like, so there's 7 files, right? And then each file has like a shit ton of like there's 7 folders right now currently on the website. And you take let me clear this up just so I don't word salad.
You have to remember all this shit.
Yes. Let me not word salad. There are 7 folders, right? Each folder has thousands of files in them. Okay. Each folder is named something. This guy, for some reason, was smart enough to take the same wording for the folder and just put the number 8. And so it was able to pull up the URL and give him access to the 8th file. And then they were able to find all of these files.
Okay, because he put in the correct search term to find it, even though it wasn't there. It existed.
You take the existing, you take the DOJ site, and they haven't
I'm not
released.
That guy, but I understand that
they haven't released it yet. So when you type in the correct URL, it actually takes you somewhere.
Wow.
You know what they did now? When this came out, I looked at it before it was 7. Now they released the 8th one after this happened. because somebody
y'all found out we had it anyway. So
they went ahead and pulled the rest of those files anyways. And so what's on those new files is pretty wild. Let's take a look at this, because this was like,
which one do you want to go to?
No, this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect.
All right. Oh, okay. Let's scroll and see if we can see the header of the email. All right. 2 redacted, CC redacted, subject, RE, Epstein update, date, the 9th of July, 2019, importance normal. Also, Epstein's bail argument is due to the judge on Thursday. The actual bail hearing will be on Monday. Of the 10 co-conspirators,
guys,
3 have been located in Florida and served grand jury subpoenas. 1 in Boston, 1 in New York City, and 1 Connecticut man were located and served. 4 of the 10 are outstanding, with attempts having been made. 1 is a wealthy businessman in Ohio. A lead is being sent out to CV. The remaining 3 are currently out of pocket. The team 8SA, I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
Task force operators or something like that, the cops, are flying out tonight/tomorrow to various locations in Florida to interview approximately 25 victims. The 1-800 call FBI line is up and running. We've received approximately 45 calls. We're in the process of vetting. Let me know if you need anything else. So they were investigating, and then, of course, they realized the fish is too big and they have to dial back. But they had people on the board. They had co-conspirators. The FBI is they're very selective.
So what did we
use language like this?
Rex, what did we hear this entire time? Who was involved?
No
it was
file.
just
He trafficked in nobody.
They said there was only 2 people.
Right.
2 people. Maxwell and Epstein. That is all they gave us the entire time.
Well, that's what Cash Patel lied to Congress. Pam Bondi, by default, lied to the entire government when she said that she had the file on the desk and therefore that there was no file. This is part of whatever file there would be. This is the file. People talk about a file. This admits that there are co-conspirators, that it's nationwide, that it's a ring where dozens of girls have been abused. And this is just like, this is a snowflake on the top of the iceberg. This is nothing.
When you have 10 people, it's no longer just some little game. That is an organization.
Right. It's organized crime.
That is an organized crime of literally little girls trafficked.
Right. And the thing is, and this is what gets me about all this. And I understand, like, from a human perspective, from a moral perspective, and especially like having sisters and whatnot, this also makes you very angry, as it makes me angry as well. What really makes me mad, and I'm speaking to the audience here from the heart, and you understand because you watch other programs in this political space that carry water for this stuff. The thing that pisses me off is that we were the anti-pedophile people. We were the anti-child abuse people. We were the anti-disappearing kids people. And that's all everyone ever talked about under Biden, is the missing kids and the kids being smuggled in and the child sex rings and all this and all of that over and over and over again. And then Trump comes into office and he's able to prolong a couple wars and start a couple new ones. And that's enough to get us off of the thing that we cared so much about and harped on that was our #1 issue for years. And now everyone's like, oh, it's okay. It's all right. And then, like, this is an unrelated issue, but it speaks to the spirit of thing. You got people like Tim Pool, who's made millions of dollars off of this grift, off of supporting Trump, off of getting that bag. You got people like Tim Pool blowing up at Luke Radowski, or however you pronounce his last name. Forgiveness. Shout out to you, Luke. You're a phenomenal guy. The littlest bit of pushback on a similar subject, like people are mad about the child abuse, people are also mad about the vaccinations and the forced injections and whatnot. And Tim Pool, it's the same attitude as this, as I'm sure he would have you go, shut up. We don't talk about that. You're being negative right now. How dare you? And I'm sick of that. And I just want to say to Tim Pool and everyone else that operates in that way, in that space, and I wouldn't categorize my dad like that. I'm not throwing him in that crab in the bucket situation. To everyone like that, especially Tim Pool, like, fuck you. Like, you are an old man who skates. You are an old man who carries water for the administration, just like Manny Johnson, just like Gunther Eagleman, just like all of these people. And the grift will end. Trump will eventually die or leave office or something will happen. And JD Vance, Vivek, that heroin ain't going to hit the same. It won't. And then, like, you retire, you get on your bike and go home. You had a good career and whatnot, but you were never legitimate news. Because if you are not raising hell about this 24/7, if you are not super upset about this, and this is not your #1 issue, like, if you're not a rabid Massey supporter because of all this stuff, I can't help you. I can't. Your thoughts? Your thoughts on this too?
Dude.
We match up on that pretty well, I think.
Flow.
Yeah.
Free flow. I don't have enough background on what Tim Pool says about certain things, so I can't speak on that. But
For sure.
But I can 100% get behind that.
It's the attitude of, and we'll get into more of the story. It's the attitude of, come on, we got all these wins going on. And here, I'll go after my dad a little bit. My dad talks about RFK and Tulsi Gabbard. I'll go over this. Most people don't know what Tulsi Gabbard's actual job in the government is. She's the head of DNI, right? The director of national intelligence. So what she is supposed to do is to take all the intelligence, foreign and domestic, and then prepare a report and essentially brief the president. She doesn't do that job. She's been relegated to the back of the room. It's the CIA chief that does that job now. Yeah, so anyone that wants to tell the great things that are going on, it's all bullshit.
Yeah, they move people around all the time. If you're not going to push the agenda, get out of line. We'll put somebody in that's going to do it.
There's this classic clip of Trump talking about sending more weapons to Ukraine, and the CIA guy is literally like nutting in his pants, sitting at the table, and Pete Hegseth is grimacing because he knows he's going to have to carry water for it. Like just every they say a picture tells 1,000 words or whatever, a video or all this stuff tells 1,000,000. So just getting into all this, we can actually unredact it. Do you want to do that live?
Yes, we're going to do it
live. Go ahead and
live.
take the keys.
But before that, I want to read the second part. And
I didn't scroll down.
I'm stringing you guys along here, but like we are going to unredact it live because I didn't trust, the what people say first. I got to go check for myself. But this is another thing from the Koch conspirators. Does not need to head out. We've made contact with blank last night in New York. Contact was made with blank, blank, blank. Attempts have been made with blank and Brunel. The word Brunel, that is now a name, the first name that I had seen, and we'll go back after this.
I see another name in here. We did not have a good address for blank, but attempt was made at residence in New York. Ooh, I wonder who that is. Attempts to Maxwell are being made in Boston today. Blank will be approached in Florida and in New York, but hasn't as of yet. I do not know about Ohio contacting Wexner. So that Ohio person with a bunch of money, that person contacted, I believe, I'm forgetting what his first name is. That's one of the billionaires that funded Epstein.
Les Wexner.
Something like that. Some weird name like that.
And it just so you guys understand, that guy, basically, the only reason why Epstein had a bunch of money was because he gave Epstein power of attorney.
$150 million. I don't.
No, he gave him billions. He basically had access to billions of dollars with the swipe of the pen because it's like, Rex, you give me the ability to give me your credit card and your bank account, and I can spend whatever I want. Now, why would you ever want to do that?
I mean, we're implicated in national scandal.
No, you bring me little girls. That's all. That's all that matters. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
I see nothing. I say nothing. I know nothing. It is what it is.
Probably because he's delivering them like DoorDash onto the doorstep.
It's sick, but it's true.
It's insane.
It's very disgusting.
So
we joke about it, but it really is gross. Like it really is gross.
So now going to,
what are you trying to go to here?
I'm gonna pull up.
You gonna unredact it?
Yeah, we're gonna start.
It's back there.
Is it?
Here? No, it's a little further to the right.
To the right. Okay. So
we are high-tech spaceship engineers.
So I want to do this live with you guys because I'm not sitting here playing games. What I did here, just so you guys have context, I went to the DOJ's website, pulled a PDF directly from their website. That way I wasn't getting BS'd or anything like that. And we're going to do it in real time now. So you see all this stuff that's redacted here, and maybe we'll just go full screen first so I could just kind of copy and paste this properly. And let's just see what's happening behind the closed doors here. All right. So copy.
They do this thing where they do control on the keyboard and they press C. And I didn't know that you could do that.
Oh shit!
And so literally, all right. Defendants also attempted to conceal their criminal sex trafficking and abuse.
Let me space these out for you guys.
Conduct by paying large sums of money to participant witnesses, including by paying for their attorney's fees and case costs and litigation related to this conduct. Epstein also threatened to harm to the victims and help release damaging stories about them to damage their credibility when they try to go public with their stories being trafficked and sexually abused. Epstein also instructed one or more Epstein Enterprise participant witnesses to destroy evidence relevant to ongoing court proceedings involving defendants' criminal sex trafficking and abuse conduct.
Now, why is this redacted?
Go back to the main camera. Go back to the main camera.
Yeah.
The government is fake. It's all illegitimate. Fuck Trump. He's a liar. They need to release all the files because clearly they're all implicated in them. It's black and white. It says it right here. And anyone telling you otherwise, anyone trying to give you a grand narrative about the news and they know things that you don't, they're not capable of copying the text in a PDF file and pasting it into the Notes app.
Someone's getting fired.
This is beyond anything. Like this is next level. I mean, I'm technologically retarded and I could do this, and Tim literally did it in a millisecond.
Let's do some more.
Like but no, we got to stay on this just for a second.
Oh, go
30 more seconds.
Go ahead.
They told us Epstein trafficked no one. He's a lone pedophile. He was a school teacher. He's an innocent boy. This is what they say. It's right here in the redacted information, all the stuff that Pam Bondi and Kash Patel deny. Vote in the midterms. I'm beyond it. Go ahead, whatever you want to do. Go ahead, and that's just my point. It's unbelievable.
Even a high school 5-year-old could do this.
Yeah, 2-year-old.
So let's delete that. I was gonna say let's find more because I haven't tried this whole document yet. So
this will be fun.
This will be live with you guys. Okay.
This is super fun. We should do this in our spare time as well. I'll do this in my spare time. I'll pick random ones. Who knows? It's like a needle in a haystack.
Now they did say it doesn't work for all of them, so I can't expect that. Okay, let's just start with the ones that were up here. And
I like
see if
the
it
idea
works.
of them having like one like a digital hygiene like super agent going through it, and they have like a retarded guy like half the time. Okay, like I hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong button.
Okay, let's see if this one works. See what's behind the curtain.
All
see,
right.
like it could work or it could not work.
Oh, it worked fine.
It worked. All right, let's see what the money is.
Similarly, in 2017, Maple reported its only asset cash the amount of 18 grand, some change, and expenses of 150, despite it paying over 300 grand and $6,000 in New York City property taxes during 2017. Oh, this is probably like one of the shadow buildings where they rape people or something.
Something like that. Or they're just paying. It's the money. It's the dirty money. It is the dirty money. Now,
there is no dirty money. Epstein never existed.
Let me see if I can just scroll here.
It's beyond anything.
See any black text?
We have reached gut level, ladies and gentlemen. We've reached gut level with this one. It makes me want to vomit because it makes you realize that we're living in hell world right now with these people. Like these are our rulers. They're in charge.
Let's try this one. I haven't done this, guys. I'm doing this live with you guys just so we can fact check. This is actually super fun. All right. Let's try this one. Oh, it's like magic.
Yeah, it just pops right up.
This gets better and better.
From another of Epstein's personal accounts with another different bank, of which Indike had signatory authority, someone acting on Epstein's behalf made a total of 21 separate withdrawals, each in the amount of $1,000 on every but one business day from April 9th, 2019 to May 8th, 2019. Yeah, so
let's do some investigation. Let's see who this guy is. I don't know who this is. Do you know who this is?
He was listed on the case documents.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, let me just quickly search real quick. Is it this guy?
Indike most prominently refers to Darren Indike, all speculation. We don't know who the document refers to. A lawyer known for managing Jeffrey Epstein's complex finances and estate, acting as co-executor alongside Richard Kahn and facing lawsuits alleging involvements with Epstein's sex trafficking. Although I deny it, I had no knowledge of the crimes. And there's another one who's another, what is LLP? Licensed legal practitioner or something?
Yeah, something
lawyer?
I think so. Now,
I don't know that one.
Let me go back.
I thought JD was Jersey.
Let me go back to this liberal guy that you hate. I think he also unredacted some of this stuff.
More pain for me.
Okay.
More pain. It's a pain.
So he gave us the unredacted stuff here.
We got Stephen B79. He says he is Trump and Hegseth's attorney.
Yes. Yep.
Is that true?
Wait, is it?
Is that
same? You're saying
is that
this
true?
same guy?
Will you fact check that?
This guy right here.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do this in real time. Okay.
No. Oh, but he is an attorney at the same law firm that has represented both individuals. It's a big club.
It's one big club.
It's a big club.
So it doesn't have to. Yeah, it's like basically like you just go in and
you just know a guy that knows a guy.
Knows a guy who knows a guy.
The guy that the guy knows is a pedophile.
Insane. Okay, actually, instead of just going to his, I want us to do a little bit more here. Just
no, you're fine.
This is actually a little bit more. This is a little more fun than just going to the guy that already did it for us. Let's see what this guy is. Okay. Copy. Moment of truth, guys. Let's see if this works here too. Someone's getting fired. Someone's getting fired.
Someone's getting fired. From 2011 to 2019, Epstein and Epstein-owned entities paid over $16 million net to defendant co-executor Endyke.
Damn.
Over $10 million net to defendant co-executor Khan.
This
includes loans that are still outstanding to the Endyke and Khan related entities based on our records so far. Tax forms provided by Epstein entail whatever.
Who's this guy? Let's see.
That's a common last name.
Well, we'll say Epstein.
I think they give his first names too.
We'll say Epstein Khan. I suck at his name. Okay. Richard Khan. Okay, so he was his longtime accountant. Is that what that says? Yeah.
He was the guy that managed the numbers for me.
Okay, so
right.
Estate executor. He's accountant, business association. Starting in 2005, he was involved with managing Epstein's complex web of companies, numerous bank accounts, and allegedly was used to hide his activities to pay victims and recruiters.
What the fuck? He serves as a treasurer for the Koch Foundation. What is this? Like, it's just
it's a rabbit hole.
The rabbit holes are crazy, and like I understand why Candace Owens is the way she is. Like, you can just look all this shit up. Ultimately,
well, here's the difference between us and Candace Owens. We're pulling this directly from what the government.
We're not being rabid as well.
The foundation, philanthropic. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's about helping the kids, giving them a warmer place to be raped in.
Let's see what their purpose is here. The purpose. To support higher education, human services, and Jewish. I knew you. Yeah. Don't give this guy a bone.
Nice.
It says Jewish organization.
What are you talking about? This is a good thing to find.
The founder is key figures Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, so it's one of those things that they prop up. Tax incentives.
The thing is like all these people who are engaged in these terrible crimes that are in this redacted information, like they're all the people that are at the top of high society, helping the kids, doing the work. And when you see these organizations, another one to point out would be the Clinton Foundation and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Right.
That's how ultimately, when you get rich enough, you do the scam of saying, oh, I'm a good person, I'm getting rid of all my money, and then you just create a company that owns everything, and you own the company.
The write-offs are crazy for having one of these like nonprofits. Honestly, you can get a lot of money back.
That's wild.
Okay, we'll do one last one
more,
and then we'll go.
We got a few more, and I want to get into the Candace thing. And New Groper, I'm sure you have a take on it. I'm happy to take your call. I want a pro Candace person listening to me right now. We'll put the phone number up in like 15, 20 minutes. I want a pro Candace Owens person to explain to me the position, because I don't even know what they're fighting about anymore. It's just insane retard shit.
What was the reason?
Yeah. Why are you gay? Why are you gay?
Let's just move on.
No. You don't want to see the fucking giant black line?
I think this is the one we covered the first time.
Just do it again for me. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see if it's the.
This is definitely the same one that we did earlier.
We'll find out.
And by the way, I see you're talking about putting the code into like Google and stuff. I don't know how to do that right now. But I'll probably do in the future.
You saying you won't call in New Groper? That actually broke my heart. I'm gonna go to bed sad tonight.
You can still call in, man.
We love you. Like look. I'm just having fun. But
this is the same one. All right.
Okay.
So
we already looked. But that is everything. And let's just one more time. Defendants, this is the 10 co-conspirators, along with Epstein, the people that Pam Bondi and Kash Patel said didn't exist. Defendants also attempted to conceal their criminal sex trafficking and abuse conduct by paying large sums of money to participant witnesses, including by paying for their attorney's fees and case costs in litigation. Epstein also threatened to harm victims and help release damaging stories about them to damage their credibility when they try to go public. And this is what our administration, the people that we voted for, our DOJ, not Trump's DOJ, ours, we the people. This is what our DOJ says is not real. Just like, this didn't happen, didn't exist. He didn't traffic anybody.
Yeah.
I
don't know, man.
I refuse to exist in that political climate where I have to pay lip service to that. And if I'm on any program, whether that's here or if I'm the Alex Jones show or an InfoWars show, I'm going to make it clear from this point on. They said this thing. They said that they didn't have the information. And maybe, in some world where they say that, maybe you can be a chungus and believe
somebody's got to make a montage.
But we are literally able to sit in my reformed kitchen studio right now, or not kitchen studio, dining room studio. We're able to sit in here and copy paste into just like an open like text sheet and literally see the criminal conspiracy. And it's not some lunatic talking about it. It's the FBI correspondent.
That is the worst.
It's over.
Guys,
it's done.
That is the worst part about this entire thing.
It's so simple.
Two Joe Schmoes sitting in the dining room of his house are able to just go to the document which the government provided themselves.
Yes.
Go and simply copy and paste in a notepad on a Microsoft computer. Oh, it doesn't get better than this. It doesn't get better than this.
I'm not playing the football game anymore of going, rah, Republican, Democrat midterm election. Fuck you. Like, you spat in our face.
Hey, and this is the same government.
Spat in our face.
These are the same grown-ups in the same government that we trust to make the right decisions when it comes to food, inflation, all the other different variables that go into life. And they can't even make sure that something is properly redacted.
And it's almost like they want to keep things terrible and bad and sucking so that you don't look at this. It's almost like they're incentivized to make your life work or worse, like not work. They're incentivized to make your life break into 1,000 pieces and scatter into the wind.
Well, Rex,
because if you take a moment to just literally copy paste, you'll realize what they're all up to.
Now, Rex, when somebody tells you don't look there, what are you going to do?
Immediately. What?
Exactly.
Number one.
There's not like, guys, cat's out of the bag.
Unbelievable.
This is damning. We've gotten to the point where, like, look, this is already a ball rolling down the hill and the snowball is catching steam. And at the end of the day, we just need some lawsuits to come out. We need Thomas Massey to keep doing. You're doing a great job. I know you're not going to watch this stream, but Massey, I got to give you your props.
Massey's
man,
phenomenal. We love him.
And MTG, yeah, you get your hat on there too. I mean, I know
well, she's retiring now, and I understand why. I mean, why? Like, if you're dealing with these people and you're against them, like, they're going to kill you, right? Like they're gonna kill you or they're gonna hurt your family.
Hey, they already got the sniper trained on their window.
So like why is it worth it for someone to stay in office if they have like a family and kids like MTG has? I understand it. Ultimately, like it's a very brave thing to even want to be involved in our political system for any sort of legitimate reason, and it's very, very few people that ever walk that path. And any of them that we see, like they don't last too long or do too well. The only one I could point to is maybe Rand Paul, and I still don't like some of the stuff he's done.
Yeah,
right? But he's been there for a while.
No, you know what the worst part about this whole thing, and I'll get serious for a moment.
What's the worst part?
Imagine being one of the actual victims.
Oh yeah, and then never getting justice.
You got to understand, these people were kids, and probably 99 to 100% of these people are still alive.
Right.
So imagine
ones they haven't
for
killed.
a fact that you were one of these kids that were involved, and you know exactly who touched you and did all these things, and you can't even talk about it. And then you see these games, and then you see these games and shenanigans.
Yeah,
you're like, I know Bill did this to me, and I can't even get my justice because of the fact. So just think fundamentally. Have like some empathy, and we think about it. We always think about like the perpetrators. But sometimes we forget about the victims that have gone through it. They 100%. Are literally sitting here watching the same content as you and I. And I know we're making light of it and we are joking around with the redacted stuff. And it's not a joking matter ultimately, But
you try to use the humor to diffuse
because it's dark.
A rotting corpse.
It is.
It's disgusting.
100%. But at the end of the day, I can empathize with any of the victims that are out there that have been watching all of these things go down. And I'm sure they were upset as soon as when they thought this thing was going to come out and they just saw black screens everywhere.
Yeah, but I think they also they expected it, and that's the thing of we have to give these people a break. These people have been so beat down; they have to see their abusers on TV.
And mind you, they're all women.
Yeah, yeah. And
the emotional toll is even higher than if a man were to go into this. So
very, very, very interesting.
So yeah, I mean, let's get into your Candace segment here.
Let's do it. I just want to take a moment here because it's such a heavy subject to discuss. Just the Epstein files, the abused children, the government lying about all of it and covering it up. It's all so heavy that you have to realize, even though the global conflicts are bigger and the debt numbers are crazy and out of control and XYZ, all of these other things are smoke. This is the real fire. This is why our government doesn't work. This is why our government is broken. It's because all of these people are co-opted or at least have to carry water for this system, which abuses and hurts young children at the end of the day.
Right.
And then the system is so strong that not only can it operate this way, but an opposition party that rises to power with the figurehead that deliberately says he's going to put an end to this system can end up becoming the strongest agent of that system possible.
Wild.
And that's the crazy thing is and that's why I always say there's nowhere you can go to vote against it, is because there truly is nowhere you can go to vote against any of these policies. We tried. We voted for no more wars. We voted for released Epstein files. We got literally the exact opposite, and they had the balls to say they did it while they didn't do it in front of us.
100%. And you know what's crazy? Now that you got my memory jogged about this, imagine what the American people have been lied to before all of this ability for us to do with AI, social media,
it's fake
the ability
history,
for people to actually search the internet for these things. If you just went back 20 years ago, just 20 years ago, the government had so much more control over the narrative,
right?
Because there wasn't the ability
limited
for somebody
channels,
to come.
No social media,
100%. And guess what? All media was controlled by a conglomerate of where you got your news.
And that's
TV,
coming back. That's coming back.
Newspapers. No, but it is, but it isn't. Here's the thing: the regular news, they know they're dying off. Everyone goes to X and these independent things, and they're using AI as well. So we're in a new age where the government can't hide shit anymore. I mean, they're hiding a lot of things, but it's getting harder and harder, and it's going to keep getting harder and harder. So they might as well just start from scratch and just get better at telling the truth.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I mean, I don't see how we get out of it, because it makes me extrapolate and think long term. And we'll get into the Candace Owens thing. So you got 4 main groups. I said 3 last time, but I thought about it more and I was wrong. You got 4 main groups on kind of the right wing side of politics in America. You got AIPAC, Zionist, televangelist people who are just the pro-Israel, pro-bombing, pro-death people, and that's their position. That's Mike Huckabee, Ben Shapiro, Mark Levin, the president, the boomers. That's one class, the boomer evangelicals, Zionists.
Right.
Then you have kind of the red-pilled, right? You have the Hodge twins, you have Crowder, you have my dad, you have maybe Jimmy Dore is even too extreme. You got kind of moderate right-wing people that don't trust the government, but still you can see them. They have to squirm on some issues, and I'm just being real there. Then you have the third group, which is the Groypers, which is the young rising force of the young people in just kind of the conservative or close to even authoritarian reaching wing of the right-wing consciousness. And those people are very unhappy with the government, and they want change and they want reform, and they used to idolize Trump and they don't anymore. And then you got the Candace people, and the Candace people agree with some of the positions of the first 2 groups, and they also agree with some of the positions of the third group. And it's getting to a point with me where I can tell an Alex Jones person from, say, a Fuentes person, right? Or I could tell a Fuentes person from a boomer Zionist person. But as far as the Candace Owens people and the Groyper people, I cannot tell a difference between them other than that they hate each other. And it all comes down to one group worships Nick and the other group worships Candace. And it's like a cult of personality thing. And Candace is feeding into it by doubling and tripling down and going into the Erica Kirk TPUSA thing. My thinking is she has, in fact, like participated in or done the greatest psyop of all time, which is creating a shit screen around the event to where it's never going to be questionable again. Because everyone will just go, hey, you're questioning this. You're looking into this. You're just like that Candace Owens who said the planes were flying around. When in fact, it's impossible for that bullet to have lodged in his neck. I don't believe the official story at all. I think he was killed so they can take over the organization. And a lot of people feel that way too.
Well, Rex, it's lazy.
Right.
Just asking questions is lazy.
Yeah, just asking questions is lazy. You shouldn't be allowed to do it. It's racist, actually, to ask questions. Let's not forget that. It's very important. It's racist to ask questions. And you get to a point where I don't even know what they're arguing or fighting about. I'm going to try to find it here. It's just like, it's schizo stuff. And it's like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, I grew up being 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and having people seek me out or meet me to try to give me documents or tapes or information about the alien overlords or the reptilians.
How old were you?
People at the center of the earth. I was like 9 years old at the office when a man who escaped a mental asylum with burns covering the half of his body came to the door and tried to show me the moon landing tapes.
Holy.
All right. So like I
seen some stuff.
My thing is like, don't everyone talking about this whole scenario. Just the thing is, you cannot tell me that I do not know what this shit smells like because I've had to deal with it my entire life, defending my dad from like the crazy conspiracy allegations because he's never a lizard person, right? But I had to deal with a lot of the lizard believing people, the lizard activated.
The frogs are turning gay,
but they believe the frogs are ruling the earth. But look at this person, for example. Candace Owens destroyed by Alex Jones. This is favorable to my dad, but it's just still, it's also ridiculous. Like this is a fake fight when the Epstein files have been released and the government's been proven a fraud. He says the Egyptian plane theories are complete horseshit and mocks her fake new whistleblower. He also makes a great point that if someone wanted to track Erica Kirk, they would do so through electronic devices and cell phones. Only someone with the brain capacity of a toddler would believe that they would follow her around everywhere in a plane. He says Candace knows nothing about how these things work, and I agree. Her theories are so ridiculously stupid that I often find myself questioning psyop, blah, blah, blah. But you see how people are charged and they're animated about this, and ultimately, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?
Dude, I
don't care. I'm covering it because it blew up. I tweet about this, asking questions about it. My Twitter's dead all week, but I get 50 comments in like 2 hours.
This is the slop people want to know.
This is what people care about now. And let's see what my dad said. We've entered the twilight zone, Tim.
Was it dying?
The mouse is dead.
Let me see the batteries.
Yeah, we've entered the twilight zone. There's no end to the stream. The stream never.
Hey guys,
stream's never gonna stop.
We're getting a switcher pretty soon.
Be here and forever. Oh my god.
Where's the?
Oh no. They got to be in there.
Okay, it's a double A.
We got plenty of those. Yeah.
Let's see if we can find one. Oh, triple A.
They're in the kitchen. I'll go get them. It's cool. It's cool. All right, live guys, forever, 8,000 year live.
Guys, you're not even. We can't even switch.
Yeah, we can't do anything. We're stuck here. So just give us.
Oh, I lied. I got the switchboard.
We got the buttons.
Okay, cool. You guys get to see my beautiful face.
Scanning. Control. Manipulate scientific data. Take
over. Man.
Control world government. Shut down.
Oh yeah, double A. Are you guys having fun in the comments? I can't scroll, but I can definitely read the comments now. But are you guys enjoying the stream? I got to say, I'm having a fun time doing this deep dive on the redacted files and just talking about a lot of this stuff. Let me read what I can read. The government does not care to hide things any longer. It's in your face. Yeah, what the fuck are you going to do about it? Oh, 100%. Real Big Mike, you are completely correct about that. Just curious, has Rand Paul released the Festivus report yet? What is that? You know what that is?
Isn't Festivus like the Seinfeld joke about Christmas or something? I don't know. I don't know the context of that. But I'm back. All right. Now, we have power returned to the space station.
Oh, I did see it go on red earlier, and I
ignored it.
I ignored it.
I wanted to I just wanted to put it on black and see if it would last. You know, like spend All right. We're alive. We're alive.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was really scary, guys.
I thought I lost my best friends.
Really professional from us
Dude,
over here. This
honestly,
this is why we need to switch. Please buy the Primal Core products.
Honestly, what happened, guys? Now? Honestly, what happened here, guys? As I installed this battery, right? Because everything seems to be failing today, and I'm not going to hit this button again.
It's got gaming.
It's got stupid gaming buttons on the side here. So when you hit this button, it goes back and it goes and gets rid of the stream. Thank God it still runs the stream. Handle that with care.
We got it. It's like a bomb.
It's like a bomb.
It's just like our mixer too. Like,
dude, we were literally about to sit here and sobbing in each other's arms that the stream was gone.
I have to go ahead and present the screen and do the whole thing again. But let's watch this clip, because keep in mind, if you're just joining, we were having a discussion about a lot of things about Epstein, Venezuela, hypocrisy in our government, you name it. But we're covering this drama now because this is what everyone's talking about. And me and Tim both know basically nothing about it. But Candace Owens, my father, Nick Fuentes, all of them are beefing about this one issue. It's the end all be all. And it's all anyone wants to talk about. When in reality, it's a nothing burger. But let's go ahead.
Nothing burger.
Let's go ahead and watch it because it gets the views. And that's what people want to see.
Thank you guys for staying.
Yeah. Thank you guys for being here. We're sorry about the professionalism.
The Egyptian plane thing, we went and had it checked. Others did. We put out the findings. Was complete horsepucky.
Horsepucky.
And now this new guy pops up, says he's on Fort Huachuca in Arizona, and goes into a room with 12 colonels and all these people and the head of TPUSA security, and then changes who it was, and then from his letter on Candace, and then used an alias on the show and another one, and then you go look, all Grok has is stuff he's claimed. I've been gang stalked, I've been this, I've been held prisoner in the garage and beat with hammers, and you know, all this craziness. They don't decide to kill you a day before at Fort Huachuca, and a guy randomly walks in, and there's 12 colonels in a room, and Erica Kirk's there, and she didn't say Erica Kirk was there.
Yeah.
No,
your dad's completely right here.
Thing. And you know, I disagree with Unc sometimes. Like I got my disagreements with my dad, with Alex Jones from time to time. But he's 100% right about this. He's 100% right about this, and he doesn't agree with the official narrative on the Kirk shooting. He believes that that's bullshit. But at the end of the day, like you they met in secret. They met at the military base. 12 colonels and Erica Kirk, and they plotted the death of her husband. And they got on the plane with the flight number, the flight code. It's how the schizophrenic brain works. It's similar to someone on drugs.
They popped up like ninja.
Have you ever, Tim? Have you ever been around someone on cocaine?
Yeah.
Every idea
I saw
they
somebody
have,
last week snorting.
Yeah. Every idea they have is the greatest idea. Every business plan they have is the greatest business plan. They know everything about every topic that's ever existed, that's ever been invented, that could have even been conceived in an abstract sense. All right, that's me being poetic with my English. I'm a good talker. But basically, these people, all they do is yap and yap and yap and yap. And that's what we're getting here, because there's no sanity to it. It's just the brain going a million miles an hour and trying to invent a story and make it make sense.
And that is why
it's the QAnon, stuff.
I think that's why when some people are like, our show is like a breath of fresh air, is because we're not into that slop.
No.
We're
anti-slop.
We're anti-slop on this show.
Anti-slop
this is an anti-slop show. You guys will continue to get anti-slop.
And this is anti-slop.
Kirk was there till he went on Candace. He goes, and I've got something new to tell you. Not only was there the head of TPUSA security, there was, the day before the killing, it was Erica Kirk. I'll never forget those eyes. Yes, that's how the government, they're doing this, would have those people. I mean, you know nothing about how that stuff even works. I've studied it historically.
Your dad is hilarious.
Yeah, he's the goat. Yeah, he's really good, man.
So it's absolute horse crap. The Israelis are following her planes for years. For intelligence, they hack into your phones and track you that way.
Exactly.
But I thought she was already an Israeli agent. She don't need to track her with planes. And she's already backed off that. Oh, well.
I mean, that's a pretty
point.
good fucking point right there, right? If you're an asset, like, why are they spending millions of dollars to follow you around planes for years?
If they can put trackers and blow up the trackers in the middle of like a Hamas area,
right? They can blow up
they can blow up. Yeah, if they can blow up those beepers, then why would they spend all of that money to do something as ridiculous as follow you in a plane?
bro.
The planes were different TPUSA planes. Oh, you don't even list TPUSA planes in your thing. And admit, well, you put some columns wrong. You're going to fix it with a website and show us all about it. But you've already moved on to the Fort Huachuca guy.
What is Fort Huachuca?
I don't know.
I gave you the metadata. Oh, what, photos of the people, who they are in the meeting? Or you mean you went on Fort Huachuca?
Okay. All right. So what do you think of that? I think that's good coverage.
I think your dad is hilarious as hell.
Man.
I think he's very based on what he just said there. That is the exact opinion I would have about this.
All right. I've seen this guy. I've seen some of his stuff. It's a good grift. He films videos in front of a TV, kind of like an Ian Carroll type of vibe, but a little more risque than Ian. And I like Ian a lot more than I like this guy. This Ryan Matta guy, he's carrying that water for Candace. He's carrying those buckets. He thinks he's going to get him a Nubian queen if he behaves correctly, but I don't think so. I don't think she's going for him. She's already got a...
Why use this picture of him?
So if you guys haven't
because he's fat and jolly
realized it yet, it seems like it's Candace Owens against the world at this point. It's Candace Owens against our intelligence agencies, against Turning
How much meth did you smoke?
Point, against every single Zionist controlled scumbag that controls the media, the music industry, the intelligence agencies, our government, Congress, the Senate, the president. Okay, it's Candace Owens against the world. So when we feel like Alex Jones, who's supposed to be on our side, comes out and relentlessly starts attacking Candace Owens and trying to discredit her work without actually providing any proof or evidence of that he's discrediting it, he just got community noted. So Alex says, breaking, TPUSA revealed proof that Brian Harpel, Charlie Kirk's head of...
He got community noted. In here, I can go ahead and read it. Receipts show Brian Harpel arrived Dallas-Fort Worth, 5 a.m. Central Time, September 8th. Departed 10:42 p.m. Central, September 9th. Alleged Fort Huachuca meeting ended 7:30 a.m. September 9th. So he had time to get to Fort Huachuca. Like here's the thing, and it's like it's like they create this thing that's like a melted, retarded, like metaphysical concept that doesn't exist. And they go, you have to defend this thing. How do you defend this Fort Huachuca meeting? You go, like, what meeting at
causation?
Fort Huachuca? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Not correlation.
Correlation, yeah.
Yeah, causation does not equal correlation.
Exactly.
This is crazy.
Security was in Dallas at the time. Candace Owens' source claims he was at a secret meeting at Fort Huachuca. And then coming in hit for the W for the community notes, his receipts show that Brian Harpel arrived at DFW at 5 a.m. CDT on September 8th and departed at 1:42 p.m. on September 9th. There's a 32-hour window. Alleged Fort Huachuca meeting ended at 7:30 a.m. MST on September 9th at 9:30 CDT. Arizona, Texas flights 2 hours. Receipts do not confirm the location during the...
Okay, so someone gets on a plane and goes to Arizona and there's a military base. And somehow with those 3 data points and pieces of information, you're able to piece together a plot to kill Charlie Kirk by the military. This is what I'm talking about with like a guy with a burned off hand coming and giving me moon landing documents. This is not real. And I'm sure if I sat down with this guy and I had a conversation with this guy, he would 100% be staring me in the face just like you would if I asked you if the sky was blue and you go, why, yes, of course it's blue. Why, yes, of course they had the meeting at Fort Huachuca. Well, like there's no arguing. There's no arguing with these people, and that's why it's
100%.
That's why it's blown up online. This is why this is such a huge inflection point. It's a never-ending slop machine. Never ends. The slot machine never ends. More Fort Huachuca. Egyptian planes.
First of all, what even is the name
Morning
Fort
of September
Huachuca?
9th.
It just sounds like
Okay,
some weird
now
ass
Candace-
name, dude.
Fort Huachuca. It's probably Native American.
Owens.
How dare you?
on
Racist.
Tuesday.
Racist, Tim.
She's got some big news here, okay?
Okay, let's see the
Fort
big news from Candace Owens. And I'm not trying to talk over him. Let's see the big news. This cracks the whole thing wide open.
Okay, so this says Fort Huachuca confirmed. Find your favorite podcaster who joined the psychological operation to convince you that Mitch was lying about having been at Fort Huachuca on 9/9 because I have received the incident report. Remember, Mitch said that he was at first taken outside by Captain Neff and questioned for a long time. After a long while, they made a decision to call the military police and report him as a possible bomb threat, as Mitch maintained at the stage. There is, of course, a paper trail, and here.
What is this in reference to?
I'm lost.
I assume.
Are you as lost as me?
I'm taking this apart and I'm putting it together. I'm assuming that this whistleblower was in the secret kill Charlie Kirk meeting at Fort Hookah Chaka Waka Chaka or whatever it's called. And he came out and told Candace Owens about it. And therefore it's true. You know what hearsay is? This is a step beyond that. I
have never been so confused. We went from a man got shot in the neck. Right. We all watched it. That is a fact. We saw the guy get arrested. And now we are so far into the weeds. Even as you're covering this, Rex, I'm going to be totally honest. I only understand like 30% of what is even being said right now.
You only understand 30% of it. This is the trick. This is the same reason why people go and like get a HR or like a communication degree and pretend that they're smart. He has learned new language that you cannot comprehend. And even though it's total bullshit, he's able to come across as informed or smart. And you have to debate with these ideas. And then in your mind, this is the ingenious technique of the shit screen, which is the term that I use to describe it. You're not able to come up with a rational argument against this shit because you don't even know about the guy that was at Fort Huachuca who told
how am I supposed to make an argument if it's Fort Huachuca?
You can't respond to infinite attacks. And what this is just an infinite attack. This is sticking everything out at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Here we have it. Bomb dogs were called in.
And this is like, we got hundreds of thousands of people on Twitter watching a guy. And to be fair, we're looking at TVs here, but he's posing in front of his TV. This is not an audio drama.
But, at 11:17 a.m. I always believe Mitch's stories of what happened on the morning because he supplied overwhelming evidence with metadata and timestamps. Now we have the incident.
He has a recording. Let's hear the recording. No, he has his cell phone being in the building and then not being in the building. That's what the metadata means. But throw out the big word and the person, people get hyped up about it. Like it's targeted bullshit.
Report.
This is predatory.
What we cannot confirm as of yet is his memory of who he is convinced he saw coming out of that early morning meeting. We continue to focus our investigation on those points and remain open to the possibility that the people he believed he saw may have been misidentified, right? So Candace is openly saying, hey, I'm not 100%. I'm not Mitch. All I'm telling you is Candace is taking the evidence that the person that she's interviewed, the source, the amount of time I've interviewed people and I interview sources, I'm like,
yeah, just like Michael said, LOL, well, Candace said so, it must be true. Didn't you hear Candace said it? Is that not, what do you think, Tim?
That is the whole reason why. Remember when I did that little mini deep dive on availability bias? It was this is like literally the exact example of why I said that. When somebody relies on a political person or somebody who has commentary and has such conviction when they speak,
right, they
will take whatever they say at face value. Because you could say anything with conviction. I could be like, Trump is gay and he had his he's transgender. Like you can do anything, and I could say it with like such conviction to the point where like I could make you believe anything. And so I just wonder who lets her go on. I mean, she's not moderated, but she's got to have a PR team, right? God, like one's stopping you from releasing stuff and fact check. It's simple.
That's the thing, and that's my main argument when it comes to all of this is like you talked about the guy that they initially arrested, right? When Charlie Kirk was shot, the guy with the banana in his pocket where his pants fall down, George Zinn, right? And he's also at 9/11. He's also at the Oklahoma City thing, I believe. Like it's all a coincidence. It's all weird. And he's yelling, shoot me, kill me, kill me. Obviously, like trying to create a distraction, whatever. You look at that, you go, that's suspicious. Maybe that helped the real person escape or whatever. Then you look at this. Then you look at Candace Owens running a targeted campaign to get anyone in the MAGA base she can to not only not believe the official story, but to believe that there are green men on the moon.
Right, because when we covered it, especially when we were reading the Tyler Robinson text messages, we were like, damn, those text messages aren't believable.
Not real.
But then what did we do? We moved on to the more relevant story of what actually was impacting and not going down this stupid ass rabbit hole talking about Fort Huachuca.
The thing is, it's not even that. We didn't not even go down a rabbit hole. We went down the rabbit hole of the actual relevant information. This is literally made up shit. He said, she said, someone walks on base and they have the cell phone to prove it.
100%.
I mean, look at this tweet from her. Fort Hookah Chuka Waka Chaka. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. Fort Hookah Chuka Waka Chaka confirmed. Find your favorite podcaster who joined the psychological operation to convince you Mitch was lying about being at Fort Hakakawaka on 9/9 because I have just received the incident report. What are you, a fucking police officer? Like, and we went through all this. We watched the guy in the video explain how it means everything and how blah blah blah.
You take a random screenshot. What are we supposed to do with this?
A guy logging his time on like the military patrol fucking the Overwatch stand or something. On Tuesday, 09, September 2025 at 11:17, the Fort Hakakawaka military police station was notified by Daniel Head of a suspicious individual at Southwest Border Mission Headquarters. OFC Navarro, OFC Johnson, and Sergeant McCarlson or Kaysen were dispatched. Upon arrival, patrol spoke with Daniel Head, who stated the individual had entered the building with a backpack, making concerning comments. I'm trying to get content for Candace Owens' show. Please leave me alone. Were those the concerning comments? The backpack was taken away and placed outside the north side of the building and called the police station to report the incident. Sergeant McCaslin requested K9 to sniff the bag and vehicle, a gray Chevy Equinox, for the odor of explosives. Officer Navarro and Officer Johnson made contact with the individual identified as Mr. Michael Snow. Who is Mitch? Okay, that's what I'm trying to figure out here. Who is
Mr. Snow?
This is supposed to prove that Mitch is not lying. Who is Mitch?
But you just look at that.
This
right?
is not real. This is schizo.
But you know what makes it real? When you get the two little alarms and it says,
yeah, you
confirmed, headlight, breaking news, red alert.
Yeah,
that's what makes it legit.
This is predatory for people that have low IQ. That's what this means nothing. And if you're a believer in this, if you're a believer in the QAnon stuff, all of that,
look at that
plan.
Look at the cursor.
Yeah,
Michael's saying that the edit cursor. We could get into the rabbit hole with this.
That's a great point.
They edited this whole thing.
That's a great point.
They typed this whole thing up. Look at that cursor. It debunks this whole thing. Like, and look, it's that easy. It's that easy.
And let's just break with it completely. The government is run by pedophiles. They have released redacted reports, which are so badly redacted that you can copy and paste into a text file the format and it'll give you the information. And the information literally states everything that Kash Patel and Pam Bondi said that Epstein wasn't involved in. And to cover up for that little hickey of a death wound to the nation and the country, Candace Owens all of a sudden rolls out the Tyler Robinson story, and it's the biggest thing on the internet.
Someone asked, doesn't Alex do the same thing?
Doesn't Alex do the same thing? When it relates to this, no. When it relates to this, no. I mean, like, he doesn't believe the official story, but he doesn't believe what Candace is saying on this. Now, you talk about other issues like Venezuela. Yes, I disagree with him there. I don't agree with everything my dad says. This is the gray area.
This is
an InfoWars. And even when I'm on InfoWars, even when we're on InfoWars, we're still allowed to say the same stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a difference morally between someone that you have a disagreement of opinion on, but it'll still platform you and will still let you talk, versus a person that'll ice you out and doesn't do that. We may have differences with my dad or whatnot, but he's someone that he's never denied us the ability to make those differences.
If you were on like The Wire, they would never let you do that.
Right. I totally agree. That's a healthy relationship. Right. And that's the way it should be. You know, I almost said back in the day, because it's only been like really a few months that I've been on Twitter, like 4 or 5 months at this point, since July. People initially came after me because like, show respect to your father, agree with everything he says.
Dare you?
And I'm like, what? I'm like, look, I'm my own person. I'm doing my own thing over here. I'm allowed to have my own opinions on stuff, right? Do I agree with him sometimes? Yes, I'm a big fan of his show. I watch his show all the time. But just like Fuentes, who I also watch, I don't agree with everything he says. And do we live in an intellectual climate where people literally, they go like, that's my guy, and I agree with all of his positions? Sadly, I think that we do. And that's what we want to break on the gray area.
Yeah. A lot of these, when you get into these organizations and you get part of the system, that's where you get like new Tucker versus old Tucker.
That's a good point.
Old Tucker, like, he wouldn't be able to say half of the stuff. Like, he looks like a more free man, and you can see the like organicness that's coming out of him, the authenticity.
Yeah, because you got no one breathing down your neck.
You got no one breathing down your neck.
Bullshit.
And I will say, I'll follow up with what you just said earlier on InfoWars. I was there. I can speak cleanly to this because I'm not from these parts. I'm not from.
We
had
a rabbi come out of the shadows and he gave you orders on what to say. But go ahead.
Absolutely nobody came up to us and said, we want you to say X, Y, and Z.
They asked you what you wanted.
They literally, I came in, I kid you guys not.
Right.
I think your sister was sitting there, a couple other guys, and they were like, all right, nice to meet you. What do you guys want to cover? Is there anything specific you want me to bring up?
What do you need?
What do you need? I was like, oh, I got put on the spot. But then I was like, ooh, I like this. It wasn't like you had talking points for me.
Exactly.
And we went on there, and I was like, I said, hey, all right, so what are we going to do? You're like, well, let's just go with the flow and see where it goes.
Right.
And that's exactly what we wanted.
Right. And that's why those shows, and that's why independent media just exploded and overtook and conquered dinosaur and legacy media, is because when you have people giving true off the cuff, friendly, honest commentary on what they truly believe, and it's not a guy behind or in front of a teleprompter reading off a screen working for a company, it's a person doing it because they love it. That's art. And that's what independent media and broadcasting is to me in general. And it's okay to have disagreements with people. It's okay.
We do it all the time.
It's all right. The problem is when we all just sign up to agree with the narrative. And I feel like that's what Candace Owens is doing right now. And we're signing up to focus on the Tyler Robinson and the magic bullet and all this stuff, which it's questionable as hell and it's crazy, but she wants to take us just looking into that, and she wants to bring us to a level of where we're talking about military bases and plane flights, and camp or military base Wakanda Plamba Zamba Wamba or whatever, whatever it's called. And it's just like, lady, the Epstein files just came out. All the government rulers are raping the kids. And
my God.
Oh, you got to care about Fort Waikiki or whatever it's called. Look, we're reaching a point where I feel like we've done an excellent job this broadcast. I want to take calls and talk to people. We're only going to do one or two, and we hope we actually get some people on the board, because maybe we won't. But we'll go ahead and cue this up. We want to hear what you guys have to say on the correlation of everything, on the Epstein stuff, but specifically on the Candace Owens issue. I want to hear from you, especially like if you're a supporter and you're like, she's right about everything, and you're seething and you want to call in and talk and make your point. We will listen to you. We will not argue with you initially. We will let you make your point. That is what we want here on the gray area.
We want differing opinions.
We're not trying to stifle debate in any kind of way. But I'm going to explain to you how it's essentially like name it and claim it theology, and it's occultish and retarded.
I would genuinely love to actually have somebody on who
maybe we can get one.
Candace.
Maybe we can get one. We got a good crowd in here tonight. We got nearly 1,500 people. Maybe we can get a person.
You are connected as the host.
And we're going to display the number. I'm going to read it out.
You are
really
now
quick.
in the host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface.
That's 512-675-7144.
And you'll see a graphic pop up here in a second.
And you're good. That's the other one. You're gonna want to call in 512-675-7144. Call in, join the show, let your opinions be heard, especially if you're a Candace Owens supporter. 512-675-7144.
Right now we have it set as a max of 3 people. So if it kicks you out or something like that, it means all 3 slots are full. Don't be discouraged.
And if we take, we haven't been getting that many, and it may be a problem on our end, but please, guys, call in. The show is about you. Other people, they ask you to super chat or donate. And to be fair, we ask you to buy the products, but that's if you really want to support the show. If you just want a platform, we got 1,500 people here. This is a big auditorium full. Make your voice heard. Let's hear what you truly think about this Candace Owens situation. I want to hear it from you. All right, we're back, and we're back with AJ, who wants to talk Candace Owens
real quick.
And what's on your mind, AJ, when it refers to
well, thanks for having me on, guys.
Of course.
Just it's delayed, so I'm gonna take it down here. So I said, hey, my nigga over there, and I didn't mean that for you. I think it's Tim. It was for Mr. Rex there. So, but sup, boss, for you anyway.
All right.
Good to hear from you. I'm a big fan. And good to hear from. Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't know. I think it's all made up. I think, your dad's always been number one. And so, I mean, he's number one. I mean, I don't know.
This is true.
That's all you need to know, right?
Yeah. Well, what do you think? What do you think about Candace specifically?
Go ahead. Man, I don't know. She's, obviously it seems pretty out there. Obviously, you can look through all that, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, I can see. Yeah, I mean, you can see Charlie getting blasted.
Right.
I mean, he gets blasted. So there's no way that. I mean, you could come up with 1,000. Someone had to shoot at Trump too, right? I mean, they missed. So, I mean, when Charlie got hit, he got blasted. It squirted out. He went down. I mean, that's pretty obvious there. So, I mean, who did it and all that stuff's probably just a big smokescreen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean,
yep. So,
here's the thing. Like, we question that event. We do not believe on the gray area. Both me and Tim, as far as I understand your position, Tim. Like, we don't believe that he got shot with that bullet that got lodged in his neck because he's a man of steel. Do you believe that this with this amount with this 160 grain bullet, you think that this goes in a guy's neck and stays in there?
I can't quite speak to the entire situation. The only thing I can really say, like, for definitive, like, I truly don't believe, was the text messages surrounding
my love
and all that. Like, the too fabricated for me to actually comprehend. I think there's always a deeper story to this, because it's never that clear, and everything you see on the surface could be a smokescreen. I just think the guys who might have done this up till now, they're probably sitting back smiling at all of these conspiracies going around and distracting.
Well, that's what they wanted, right? And that was my point about the guy screaming, kill me, shoot me, shoot me. Is like, clearly something did happen, but when you make this big of a stink for no reason with a bunch of hearsay and a bunch of crazy military camp waka chaka like stories, AJ, in your opinion, should we be focused on this, or should we be focused on Epstein?
Well, I mean, you guys got to pave your own path, dude. I mean, I've been watching this I've been watching your dad for a long time. So when you came up and what you guys are doing now, I mean, I think that you guys got to start digging your own. Your dad, when he was doing that stuff, he was, he was talking about the camps and shit they were building, and everything that they were talking about then, they're talking about now. So I mean, I've had to defend him for a long time. And, I met Joe Biggs one time in Phoenix. I saw him in person because I was like you guys, and I had to be like, is this shit real? Is InfoWars even real? And then I was like, well, they were going to go do this Draw Muhammad contest, right, in Arizona. And I was like, all right. Well, if they're real, I'm going to show up this time. And they got me on video drinking a bottle of water, but I just said to Joe, I was like, hey, man, just keep up the good fight or whatever. And and I didn't really do an interview, but then he ends up in J6 prison,
Yeah. And
that's some heavy shit. I mean, that's some heavy shit, dude, to be a conspiracy theorist, to try and go digging around. You meet the one guy that's there, and then he's in fucking jail.
Right. And like, I remember when that happened. I remember finding out about that, how crazy it was. And that's like the one positive thing.
Yeah. I mean, just think about that.
Yeah.
And he's hardcore. He was there for the Antifa shit. He didn't fuck around. I mean, he came there with a rifle. I mean, we were loaded, dude. I mean, you had at this rally, man, there were fucking riot police. There were the Muslims. They were all over there, and there were people armed to the teeth. We had helicopters. They had it blocked off a mile in every direction. And I mean, it was something. And I stayed there till night. I had a little flashlight war with the terrorists over there because I had a 500 lumen flashlight. And they were fucking around these like little pussy ass flashlights. So I made sure I came prepared. We'll put it that way. And then I got out of there because I was like, I'm a sleeper, we'll say. I mean, I haven't really been trying to fucking stick my neck out there like your dad did, because you saw all the people that like worked with him like Owen and Candace. It was funny because everyone kept saying Candace Owens, and I'm thinking Owen Schroyer. It's like, is this some kind of like word game or something here?
Well, that seems to be the fascination that people get into, is with the word games. I personally, I try not to play them, and I really appreciate your support and your defense of InfoWars. That's something that I'm big on, because like I have my critiques of my dad and whatever, but no company, no media organization has gone through more to deliver the truth to people, especially around things relating to COVID and saving people from the poison shot. And I really appreciate your call, and thank you for calling in, AJ. Thank you for being with us here tonight. We got a couple more calls we're going to take.
You are welcome, man.
Thank you. God bless. All right, we're going to talk to Owl Killer now on Epstein. Owl Killer, you are live.
Hey, so I'm going to get to Epstein, but just for your guys' show the other day, just to give you like a real crash course on the whole Russia situation. So I went to go see Dr. Paul Craig Roberts speak at Occupy Peace with Gerald Celente in 2015, and the guy spoke. The guy spoke for 3 hours. It felt like 15 minutes, and he was explaining how all Reagan wanted to do was to end the Cold War. He had no intention of like crushing Russia or anything like that. They just didn't want a war. And the deal that was cut with the Soviet Union was that NATO would move no further east when the Berlin Wall fell.
You're correct about
and
that.
the significance of the Berlin Wall to Russia was, historically, they're always invaded from the west, and they have so much land. They have such an open border with their border, the way their borders are set up today, that the Berlin Wall, in like a military term, it served as like a bottleneck. Like if you turn a bottle of soda sideways, if you look at
it's a DMZ
all the way up to the
yeah, I understand.
You see what I'm saying? They had an easier way that was the easier way for them to control the border, right? They didn't care about those Soviet satellite states. They were just there to they were just there to take up space. Well, when the Soviet Union collapsed, you had a whole bunch of oligarchs that were basically selling out the Russian interests to Western companies.
Yes.
Putin came in and cleaned those guys, like basically said, put your name on a piece of paper. You no longer own these companies. You're out. So you don't have to like Russia to understand what's going on. Well, in 2008, William Burns, who was Biden's CIA director, he was a ambassador. You know, ambassadors are always with the State Department. They're always basically CIA.
Right.
He wrote a cable that's in WikiLeaks that says "Niet means niet," saying that proposing Ukraine membership into NATO is Russia's red line, and Russia doesn't want a war, but they will fight a war for that specifically.
Yep.
Well, Tim, like you were surprising me the other day saying that like you liked Obama. Like Obama literally was the devil, and I know he had he put on a nice front, but he created ISIS and the Arab Spring. Well, they overthrew Ukraine in 2014. They had a democratically elected president, this guy Viktor Yanukovych, and the guy was definitely a stooge of Putin, but he was democratically elected. Like ethnically, they are the same people. Like India and Pakistan are ethnically the same people, and Obama overthrew them in 2014. Well, those eastern regions that are Orthodox Christians and speak Russian. They don't speak Ukrainian. They speak Russian. Went with Russian. Like, and when you hear like Russia invaded Crimea, it's garbage. And Trump knew that in 2015, and he said that on the campaign trail. They've had that Svesterpool base there since before we were a country. That would be like us giving up Norfolk. They'll never give that area up. So all they did was have a referendum. They annexed Crimea, but they were already there. So like this whole thing with Russia and Ukraine, like we knew that pursuing this NATO membership to them was a red line for them, and basically we forced them into it. I mean, let
me pick up the ball and run with it a little bit here. In 2022, shortly after the conflict initially erupted, Zelensky went to Istanbul, and there was a peace agreement. And it was you let the Donbass have
Boris
a referendum.
Johnson flew in.
Yeah, and then Boris Johnson comes in on behalf of NATO and says, "We'll arm you to the teeth. We'll do this. Go to full war." And we're 3-4 years into it, however long it's been. Millions dead, an entire country destroyed that'll be rebuilt by BlackRock later. And it's another one of these Star Wars stories, man. I mean, like that was a phenomenal rundown. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, and just to clarify, I don't like everything Obama did.
I think you viewed him as presidential, didn't you?
I just said, it was more so the act of behaving like a president was my main thing with him. And it's not necessarily that like I love any one particular president. I think they all did good things and they all did bad things.
I think they're all evil.
I think the last one that I really would have said like, was maybe that my highest recommendation would have been like a JFK, to be honest.
Okay.
I think he had the right intentions.
I like Eisenhower a lot. I mean, you look at it, you look at the history of modern American presidents, it's just like our government and the Epstein list. I know you want to get into Owl Killer. They're all corrupt. But what are your points?
The last thing what I was going to say about this was I have screamed this to the mountaintop. Biden was the ultimate reason why the Ukraine war happened by pushing the NATO issue. So you and I are completely in agreement.
Weapons.
Right. Like
ultimately, we didn't talk to the Russians for 4 years. We didn't have an open line of communication.
Yeah,
they people with the nukes.
They killed it. Trump had it, and then they killed it.
It was longer than that.
Yeah,
longer than that. Tell us about it.
It was, yeah, but it was even longer than that because that whole phony RussiaGate narrative. They kicked the Russian diplomats out of the United States, and right before Trump took office. So once you kick diplomats out of an area, like you're basically you might as well be going to war.
Yes.
So like that entire everything that's going on was fabricated on that nonsense Russian narrative, which we know Obama pushed.
Well, and that's the thing. And I'm not trying to step on your points. I want you to continue. It so beautiful though that you get a Trump in 2015, 2016 that's maybe for real and is maybe about global peace, and you're able to create this Russia hoax, this fake story. So then he has to be super authoritarian and super anti-Russia and continue it on.
Well, he talked with North Korea. He talked with North Korea, Russia, and Cuba, right?
Not even that though. Yes, but not even that. Like I almost feel like the CIA knows Trump's psychology, where they're like, show him you're tough, show him you're tough, like show him you're tough. Yo, you're not Obama, you wouldn't take that. Now we're back into this. Well, I gave him javelins and Obama gave him blankets. So like we're backed into this stupidity where the play from the beginning was a power play would have been like the war is over. As soon as you got elected, the war is over. No more funding. But I'm concerned. Like I almost think that the Europeans are saying, "Hey, we'll drop your dollar if you don't keep this war going."
Yeah, we'll dump the treasuries.
He might be between a rock and a hard place. But getting into the Epstein stuff, what do people think? Like, do people think that there's like some list that says this guy came to the island? That Epstein kept a list like that? Like, I don't think. I think people are conflating a lot of stuff.
Flight logs are literally just.
I think the list that people are talking about it's that.
No,
stuff
they're really not. They're just even flying to the island is not a list of this guy did this. The real evidence is who's on the videos.
Yes,
and that's more than likely been destroyed or in the hands of whoever was running him.
Well, I agree. I agree somewhat, but I do think that there's still important pieces of information out there, like that thing that was badly redacted. I mean, that proves that Kash Patel perjured himself in Congress, black and white.
Yeah.
So, like, I agree with you, as in, like, the important information has been deleted or tampered with, and that's my dad's point too. And I do understand that point. My point is, there's so much evidence you could never get rid of all of it.
Yes.
That's
thousands and thousands of pages.
What's your opinion on that? I will kill it.
And the witnesses themselves actually know who the people are.
So I actually think that the child trafficking stuff is I know it was going on. I think it was a small fraction of what was going on. Why does nobody talk about the humanism?
Yeah, I wanted to
whole Zorro
be silicon.
Nobody talks about that.
That's
go
true.
read. Go. There's mainstream news articles that he wanted to freeze his dick, freeze his head, wanted to seed the planet, wanted to impregnate 20,000 women. These are mainstream news articles. And in just the stuff that's been released, like in the quote unquote Epstein files, have you seen all the satanic imagery in the pictures?
Oh yeah, well we've known that for years, since the spirit cooking stuff with Abramovich and all these people.
But like this is like the spirit cooking stuff is like it's referencing Crowley stuff. These are actual satanic books sitting on his shelf.
We'll
So
do a deep dive.
I think it's
Yeah.
Go watch the Jesse on Fire. It's about a 20-30 minute. He gives a rundown of it. He's got Blair White.
Yeah.
Blair White goes into it, and she's like, "Look, I mean, there's references to Moloch. Like, it's insane. It's crazy stuff going on. But I think the child trafficking element is I think it's a big part, but I don't think it's the entire thing.
Well,
and I think we're being led on this.
Yeah, it's the litmus test.
Did you see what Mike Benn said?
No, I did not.
Did you see what Mike Benn said?
What did Mike Benn
today?
say?
Dude, Mike Benn was doing a breakdown. It's on your dad's site. Your dad was covering it today. He was playing the Mike Benn's clip. Epstein I'm going to read you the exact thing.
Okay.
Okay, so SAT was a CIA airline used to ship guns. In 1991, the CIA-backed Somali government fell to a civil war. In 1993, Bush tried to tilt the civil war with Operation Restore Hope using Rickenbacker's Air Force Base in Columbus, Ohio. In 1994, SAT moved Rickenbacker to serve Jeffrey Epstein's company. Jeffrey Epstein redirected a fleet of planes to work for him from the CIA. Like it says, this is the most clear evidence we have that he was basically
right.
Well, like he wasn't working for, he was on top of whoever
the king of America.
CIA.
Yeah, but I also think that I know where you're talking about with, it's only half the story with, all the satanic stuff. And I'm not trying to backtrack and discredit that. More so where my priorities lie on the people that are directly impacted. Like somebody doing satanic rituals is not the same as like being impacted from a sexual abuse level where there's like hundreds of victims. So that's why there's a bigger push on that than what somebody does in their privacy.
It's the hypocrisy of the whole Me Too thing, and all victims must be believed. But we have like a list of these confirmed victims, and I agree with you. They're up to bigger and badder stuff. They're manipulating the world economy. They're doing the satanic rituals. I'm with you there. But you rape the kids to get in. That's why it's important. It's not that's like, oh, like we're meeting on the island and that's like the unholy thing that we all must do and we love it so much. That's the thing to get into the big club.
Yeah, I'm not one for all, like I'm not one to speculate exactly what happens in those rooms because I've never been in them. And there's some reporting on
15 hookers now, get the drugs right.
But I know like rich people do some pretty dark stuff because they have like when they get bored, they get the ability to do that. Specifically to the stuff that you're talking about, like with the planes and the CIA, the one scenario that I can kind of get behind is like if he is somewhere connected between like the CIA and some of these other entities, the ability to have people on video doing these heinous acts and actually knowing all their dirty laundry gives you leverage. And that's just from a fundamental, like you are a strategic person trying to control different variables, and that would be a playbook that I would do if I wanted to control
that's
the most
actually
powerful
on his
people.
Bookshelf. There's actually a book about recording people without them knowing it. It's like he wanted you to see it. There's a picture on his bookshelf.
He's saying on his shelf
of a book.
Yeah, I mean,
it's on his bookshelf.
Yeah, and that's what they do is they hide things in plain sight. And I'm in total agreement with you there. We'll definitely review his bookshelf. In closing, where do we go from here? Where do you see the public taking this in the future? You think the public's going to let this go, Owl Killer?
I'm going to tell you something now. Mark Mitchell was on your dad's show again today.
Mm-hmm.
He said six out of 10 people under 40 are for confiscating wealth. I don't think people have a clue of right now. You got the Nick Fuentes group where you said they're like on the authoritarian bend of the right, and you have all of the left, and you guys were that, and they are people don't understand the force that is the momentum that is building.
I agree.
They are coming for who they think basically screwed their lives up.
Yes. Who's they? I'm sorry.
The government.
The difference is the left is over. The left that is the left's winning message. It's going to be like, hey, these rich people rip you off for life, or have destroyed your like prospects at life. Let's go get this stuff back. And you're going to have people on the right, and it's going to be a very difficult force to overcome. And you've seen this type of revolution happen throughout the world, throughout history. We are in the fourth turning every 80 years. I don't need to run down. You go back to, I don't need to run that down. I know you're aware of it. If Tim's not,
I am aware. I'm fully aware. I'm fully aware.
Okay, so the thing, like, and you're like, you guys were alluding to, like, why do the Democrats are willing to sacrifice Bill Clinton? Because what has taken over the Democratic Party, it's a different group. It's a different beast than what was there.
It's the Red-Green Alliance. I agree with you.
Yeah. So, and then that's what I see. I see the boomers are done, man. Like, and I don't think they have I don't think they are aware of what happens in the cases where, like, I just don't think they have done enough for the country.
Yes.
To justify the system remaining the way that it is.
Yes.
And unfortunately, like, for example, healthcare, right? You are going to end up with universal healthcare, whether Republicans have the balls to come up with some type of plan to put it into effect. But Obamacare was set up to screw up the healthcare system. They set a bunch of tripwires for us where they would overwhelm the system. Like, they were overt at the time, called the stupidity of the American voter, but I'd rather have this bill than not. And because once these subsidies go away, they keep kicking the can down the road.
Tim's talked about that.
Once these premiums and people can't afford it, the Democrats are telling you, we are going to give you, quote unquote, free health care. And the Republicans have not had an answer since Trump got elected the first time.
And even worse than that, everything the Republicans promise, they don't deliver, and they just bring us into more wars.
But the Democrats are dead set on doing it. And people that don't have the ability to, like, they don't have the ability financially, or they don't have the brains to think up of solutions. They're going to say, go ahead, take care of me. And they're going to throw
That's why Mom Donnie won. Yes, I told you that's why Mom Donnie won.
And it comes down to things like, we talked about that policy where essentially the hospital or the doctor or whoever just arbitrarily can come up with a price for whatever the procedure is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the Republicans don't have the guts to say that that's not okay. Like, it's not a business transaction. You're playing with people's lives.
100%.
Band-Aids don't cost $50.
100%. Amen. And that is the true position. And that's the position I've held just internally, not even realizing it. But with the modern political environment, it's come out. You have to be consistent with your political beliefs, and you can't tell people you're pro-life when you want people to die in a hospital. You can't tell people you're pro-life if you don't want to give them the tools to feed their kid. And that's why these people are unelectable. And the Democrats, for as bad as they are, their coalition is formed, and they're like, yeah, we're going to burn down the country, and we're going to take the stuff.
And people got amnesia.
And their people believe the big thing. It's more so that their people believe they're going to do what they say they're going to do.
Yes.
Do you understand that?
No,
because here's the thing. Everybody believed in Trump. I don't want to take up much more of your time, but we believed in Trump, and he's not delivering on the issues. Yes. More so with foreign policy than anything, because I think the economy is cooked one way or the other. I don't think there's much stuff he could have done. But I like foreign policy. He could have said, "Hey, no more of these wars."
Could stop the wars day one, and he didn't. That's such a great call, phenomenal call. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I agree with basically, like, literally, and I don't like really ever say this. I agree with basically everything you said. That is the real issue. That is the real problem, is that the Democrats, like him or hate him, we know what they're going to do, and their people know what they're going to do, and they're going to support it. And we were lied to. The one chance with the breath of fresh air we got was poisonous, and the fact that he didn't actually do anything with it. Thank you for your call.
So let me clarify.
Thank you for your call, Jefferson in Virginia.
Before we bring in the next caller, let me just clarify one thing. Look, at one point, everything that happened, like I said, pushed me from the left and kind of made me shift a little bit right. But the right has also completely lost me now too. And
we don't subscribe to these.
I don't subscribe to these things at all. I'm not like a Trump camp. I'm not a Biden.
We don't
camp
believe
anymore.
in the Easter Bunny.
And the thing is he kind of hit the nail on the head with a little bit. I don't 100% agree with every single thing he said, but I agree with a good amount when I look at the nuances of, like, okay, the greater message of what he's preaching. This is the message that he said that I can get behind. when people feel disenfranchised, when people feel like they have nowhere else left to go, they are just going to go to the guy who looks like he's presenting a solution.
Right.
The Republicans had no solution to Obamacare. It was the one sticking point that like every news reporter would ask them every single year when Trump would be like, we're going to take Obamacare away. We're going to take Obamacare away. And then people would ask simply, okay, that's fine. Do you have a backup plan? And every single Republican at that point, including now, says, well, we'll figure it out.
Right.
Well, no, you can't just sit there, take the premiums away that we've already. Look, the people already trusted the government and the system to begin with.
Right.
That is the problem. It is your responsibility once you gave them the promise, because you're all part of the same system, to take care of your people because they trusted you. And that's the whole reason why we pay taxes. It's the whole reason why we elect you guys in the first place, is because you're supposed to be the adults in the room that guide us in the right direction, so that everybody doesn't have to make a bunch of mini decisions that could mess up the country. So in conclusion with that, if you do not have a solution, that is when you get the Mamdanis that come in and they say, hey, well, I'm just going to freeze the rent. I already did a deep dive on that. It doesn't work. It's the whole reason why New York has some of its supply chain issues right now when it comes to housing, because they froze up. People have rent stabilizing. You do that, you make the situation work. You help the people now and you fuck the people later.
Right.
So all of this, I can't even blame people for shifting back to the left after something like this.
Well, and this is the thing, and we're going to take the last remaining caller here in a second, and we're going to end the show. Phenomenal show tonight. This is what is so outrageous. It's like Jefferson from Virginia just said, and really this is the point that I extrapolate further from our conversation. If Trump comes out day one, he says, fuck this shit, fuck these wars, they want me to send another $100 billion to Ukraine, screw that, we're going to solve healthcare, we're going to solve homelessness, we're going to feed the people, we're going to fix the country. Is that not the most outrageous 100% approval rating, everyone loves you forever type of thing? And it goes to the point to where he has all the power to fix these problems in these situations. By him, I mean him and the government.
And it's not even just that.
And they won't do it by design.
It's also hiring the people who are smart enough and getting them in the same room. Are you telling me Mr. President calls you up and you are an absolute genius and have solutions to things that you're not going to help him for the greater good of the country?
But no, we need Pete Hegseth from Fox News. And we need Pigman, Howard Lutnick, and we need Scott Bessent, who used to work for George Soros, and we need Pam Bondi, and we need Trump's personal lawyer, Todd Blanche, to be assistant.
And do you know why that happens? Because they give him a certain level of validation and loyalty to the party. And I said this on the last stream, and not enough people heard it, so I'm going to say it right here, and I need you guys to pay close attention.
Okay.
I am sick and tired of the buckets that we have created for all of these different terms of where you lie on the spectrum of politicalness.
It's division. It's meant to divide us.
You said like, well, I'm kind of liberal and stuff. I can't even place you in the liberal category because you have some conservative ideas.
Yeah, well, I
can't even place myself in conservative because I also have some liberal ideas.
We let it go completely, and we go, we are Americans. We care about our future. Stop ideologically dividing us. Stop it.
And
stop doing it.
And here's the problem. When you create the bucket,
right?
When you create, this is the boundary of what it means to be a conservative.
Right.
This is the bucket that means what it means to be a Democrat or a liberal. And you cross the line or you try to toe the line.
Right.
You get squashed by the base of the people that support that bucket.
Right.
And it creates an echo chamber. And I'm so tired of the echo chamber. It is madness. It is sickening. And then we've got rapists and we've got fucking pedophiles and people can't eat. And people are literally sitting here talking about slop.
People are shooting trank dope on the street.
Come on, man. When are we going to get back to a sense of normality? And we're going to continue to push these messages here on the gray area, because as long as we are here talking about it and as long as this platform grows, I know for a fact there are some people out there in this audience that are listening that can completely resonate with the message that we have been spitting out this entire time.
I mean, and that's the thing that I want the viewer at home, and like the home viewer, the home listener, to understand is like, it's okay to be done with all this shit. I was born into this, unfortunately. And I take that back. I wasn't born into this, but I remember when I was initiated into this, the day that Donald Trump walked down that escalator. And I'm getting off that ride. I'm getting off that ride of identifying as right-wing or Republican or all that shit. Fuck that. I'm a pro-human, pro-American. I care about my country and my country's future, and all of these people are corrupt. I just wanted to say really quick to Jefferson in Virginia, yes, we dropped your call. It's because we're late on time. We're trying to keep it under 3 hours. We have one more caller on the board. Really appreciate you, Jefferson. Please call back in next show. We're going to talk to Dennis from Kentucky right now. And Dennis, you're on the air.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
so much. I really appreciate you all taking my call. And you know what? Great show. Great show. Great show. It's I've been trying to catch you all when you all were live and everything. I really appreciate it. But I would just like to highlight a couple things.
Okay.
I don't know if you're going to agree with it or not.
Shoot.
But I just I said that what I was talking about was about Epstein. And the reason that I brought up Epstein is that Epstein is now 50% of your population.
What do you mean? Clarify.
What do I mean by that?
Clarify
people are willing to sell themselves for a glimpse of fame.
Okay. So people being willing to adopt that underworld system for success.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry. Go
so
ahead,
people
sir.
trying to adopt that underworld system and being willing to do it for success. As I take that.
Exactly. They will sacrifice their kids. Look at what's going on. They made the worst thing the best thing. Think about what I'm saying. I really need you to understand what I'm saying. I'm Dennis from Kentucky. Rex, I've called into your dad's show many a times. I am not kidding. They have made this the norm. They made this the norm. Don't you remember when they told you in the beginning it was okay to call in on people that didn't take their COVID shot?
True. Indeed.
But they don't want you to call in on illegals that should be deported.
That's a good point.
Think about what I'm saying. What's good for the goose ain't good for the gander no more. They don't want the same thing. What they want you to do is when I tell you to do something, that's what I need you to do.
Now, a question for
you. When you think that you're doing the right thing, you might want to question yourself because you're probably going against what the party wants.
Right. So I have a question for you regarding the party. Do you think that they're doing the same thing, the Democrats and Republicans?
So it's not so much as the Democrats and the Republicans. What I see is that either you're for America or you're not.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, I think that is the calculation.
I need to say this to you. My name is Dennis. I own and operate Straight Smoke Barbecue out of Kentucky.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Sounds good, man.
What I'm trying to say to you is this. I bleed red, blue, and white. I got plenty of my people that went to arms throughout time for America. There is nothing that will stand in the way of the growth of not your kids, not my kids, because we're Americans.
Amen.
100%, man.
That's what the show's about right here. Is like, look, I'm a guy from the South. He's a guy from the North. We've had different life experiences, but we came together because we love this country. And like, we're damn sure going to talk about it.
And we agree on a lot more than we disagree.
And that's the thing. And that's so key. And really, Dennis, that's very powerful. In closing, do you have anything else you want to add? Because like, that's just chef's kiss. It's where we want to end it. That's really good. In closing, any other thoughts?
To tell you the absolute truth. Yes, sir. Thank you so much again. I'm going to say this. The best thing that you can do, that any of us can do, is start vetting the people that we supposedly want to put in office. Ain't no more just taking their word for it. Vet these people. I'm talking about the public. The public.
That's right.
Vet these people. Put they info out there.
True.
Stop sitting back and acting like, this guy's good, this, that. Hey, listen to me. They can be a Republican by name, be a Democrat behind closed doors.
Yes.
Hello,
sir.
Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, Lady G. That's right, man. That's right. It's all. it's all just such a sick show because like this guy, this military lawyer, he wants to act all hard and talk about death. He's never seen a battlefield. He's doing law, but he wants to act all tough and go over to Ukraine. And these are the people that ultimately advocate for our sons or us or our daughters in the future. If you look at Europe, you look at Germany, they're talking about mandatory conscription of men and women starting at age 18.
Crazy. Women is crazy.
That's beyond anything. But thank you so much, man. Really, really appreciate you. Really phenomenal call. Thank you, Dennis from Kentucky, making that brisket, making that barbecue. Thank you. God bless you. And call in again. We're a little short on time, but this is a week show on the weekday. On the weekend, we do a much longer show. We'd love to hear from you again. Thank you, man. Really appreciate you. Thank you.
As always. Thank you.
All right. God bless.
Wow. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful callers tonight.
Yeah.
Talking about a wide variety of topics, but everyone's done with this. Everyone's done with playing the game that we live in the world where we're all in the bucket and you got to fight the people that are in the other bucket. We're living in the real world. We're living in the gray area where the truth can actually be found, and we're staying away from polarization. And in closing, Tim, you got any other thoughts? Just thank you for everyone being here tonight. This has been a good show. This is a quality show. We stuck it out for an extra hour longer than planned.
Hey, man.
I know you're probably a little tired. I'm tired.
Honestly, I do it for the love of the game.
Me too.
I do it for everybody out here who just privileged enough to have you guys even listening this far. Whoever's stuck since the beginning of the stream. But I will say,
right
in my closing statement with all of this, he did say like, well, what's in the best interest of like, well,
what's good for the
for America. And here's the thing: the problem is everybody has different ideas of what's good for America. So that's where a lot of these conflicts come from, because people can't agree. And I think we need to get past a little bit of the. I'm super pro America and I'm a nationalist in terms of like I love my country, but I'm starting to get into the phase of like where I can still have my identity as the country, but there needs to be like it needs to not be my country is so prioritized to where like I forget that there's an entire world.
Well, ultimately, it's not even the country, because the country is the people and the lands and the animals and the way of life and the culture. It's the fucking government. Conflation of the two got to end. The American flag represents the people, doesn't represent Washington, D.C.
And perfect example of this, Iran. You go to the boots on the ground and what people actually feel about Americans. They don't hate Americans. There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of documentaries. You can watch the videos of the people over there. And it's the same with the Russians. The Russians offer us tech and deals, and we go, no, we're going to kill more of you. And the world is just like, America, please stop. And we continue.
Yes. And then the people on the ground in Iran and some of these other countries, they go and they point to the same thing. They're like, well, it's our government that hates you and pushes this propaganda. The same way they push the propaganda here on us. So if you got countries arguing with each other, because you know what's weird? I never told anybody about this, but not to get into the weeds with this. At my old middle school, and they do a freshman year of like high school, it's like up till 9th grade.
Right.
In our 9th grade year, they take all the 9th graders and you go to China. And you have a host family in China.
Oh, shit.
And they take you as an American, and you're a host family in China. I almost went to
Barcelona for a year. I almost got the opportunity.
And then they do the same thing, like 2 months later, those Chinese kids come here to America.
Foreign exchange.
And they live in American homes with the families. And you would never believe some of the relationships that come out of something so beautiful like that.
Right.
It had nothing to do with the governments. It just had to do with exposing each other to each other's
I grew
cultures.
up playing tennis with kids like that, kids from all over the world, different countries. And it really is that way, man. We got a lot more in common than we do in difference. And that's not to say that like global UN, we want world government. That's not to say that. If you look at these countries in the global south that we criticize, we say they're being authoritarian, they're taking over. What are they doing? They're trading with each other in their own currencies.
Yeah, there's a reason why
it's very basic.
There's a reason why we have the World Trade Organization and why we brought countries in like China. It became a net positive. Here's the thing. The reason why things were so expensive before in life was because every country siloed itself and was like, well, we have this resource and we're going to do this with it. And we're going to create this thing and we're going to have our own metric system and we're going to have our own standardized system and not cooperate with you. And it makes things more expensive. Everybody benefited when you had everybody in agreement and on the same page. But the cooperation only comes when people are able to put the pride and the ego aside. And we're still in this phase where we think we're still in the 50s, where we're still top dog. And we have to understand that we are not at that point anymore and that there's enough room for everybody at the top.
That's an excellent point and an excellent point to wrap on. But I want to continue even further because it is such a great point. Tim, you make this observation about the world and the global system. It was our last two presidents, Biden and Trump, which weaponized the global financial system against these other countries and made decades of negative progress that would have happened to America inevitably.
Froze the assets.
Freezing the assets, weaponizing SWIFT, the sanctions, seizing the oil, all of it. You can't support this stuff. So you have to look at it all, question it all. I love my country. I can't stand my government. I know a lot of y'all feel the same way. And thank you for being here with us tonight.
Yes.
On the gray
Last
area.
thing I'll say, guys, is just continue to challenge the existing beliefs that you have. I do it all the time. Rex does it all the time. We are all born into a system where there's local truths. Everybody has their truth. If you're born into one system, you've been raised
you're going to know about stuff here, you're going to know about stuff there, but then we come together and we find the solution in 100%. The middle, in the gray area, and that's what's important.
Anybody who stuck around, we really appreciate you guys. Rex and I have been talking about this. We actually probably will film on Christmas night.
Yes,
you're not obligated, but if you are free and you're open, we're happy to have you guys here.
Happy to have you guys. Merry Christmas to anyone that decides to join us. We're going to be live tomorrow. We're going to be live the day after tomorrow. We'll be live both Christmas Eve and Christmas, as long as there's not an emergency scheduling conflict. And I just want to show people this again. Look, I got a plug or we can't do the show. We can't fund the show. But it is true. We've had technological failures in here. We've had issues with the switchboard. We had the show go black for a little bit. All of that won't happen if just a small percentage of the audience goes and checks out primalcore.com at goprimalcore.com, and they check out the phenomenal products that we have here. We have the ashwagandha, we have the elemental drive, and you're going to find the combination of these two products for energy, vitality, strength, and especially for men for raising that testosterone. There's not a better blend or formula around, and you can get both at $69.95, and you can use code CORE25 for an additional 25% off. So you're paying like 20 something for each product. These are phenomenal. These are tested. These are what you need for your body. Go check out goprimalcore.com today. And don't just take my word for it. Go and do the research. Look at these products, especially look at the male mineral blend or elemental drive blend. It's for both men and women. I just like to say that it's a male mineral blend because of all the incredible things that it does for you. If you're a guy, this will raise your free testosterone. If you're a guy, this will raise your total testosterone. If you're a guy, this will give you all the fuel source needed to make testosterone from the zinc and from the vitamin D3. Most formulas that have a lot of zinc are failed by default because they don't also include the copper. You got to keep in mind, in your stomach, copper and zinc are absorbed in the same way. You need a product that has both in the ideal ratio to make sure you don't end up in a deficit, right? Because what we're doing with supplementation is we're not putting something crazy new in your body that you haven't experienced before. Most of the time, we're taking a vitamin or a mineral that you need that's been depleted in the soil or the environment, and we're reintroducing it to you. There are studies where people take zinc and they're deficient, their testosterone goes up 90%.
And if you don't believe us on all this, we're going to have the clips out shortly. We had two people literally call in.
We're all on it. We're taking it. The callers are on it. The callers are taking it.
And they expressed how much it's helping them.
Positive reviews. People are thrilled and excited. And we're thrilled and excited to be able to offer it. So just again, to reiterate, go to goprimalcore.com and check out this formula. Check out the elemental drive formula. It's really sexy when you get it.
And if you look on X's, on Rex's bio, my bio, or even Primal Core, it's very easy. They're right there for you guys to see. If you're interested, you can click on there. You can go to the website. That's also another way that you can get it as well.
Right. And as far as the ashwagandha goes, this is the tested, tried and true formula that you want with the active with lanolide content in it. This is what you want. And when you buy the two as a system, when you get Primal Core Ultimate Ashwagandha and Primal Core Elemental Drive, what you get is a targeted stack to reduce cortisol, increase testosterone, nootropic benefits, lower stress levels, increase performance. Go to goprimalcore.com to get those phenomenal benefits. And look, I'm doing the ad read. We're doing the ad read because we want to do a bigger show, a better show, a more refined show, and really want someone switching for us. So if you want to support us and you like what we've done here tonight, go check out these products. And we know there's been a lot of shopping, or maybe not a lot of shopping, and people are struggling. And if you're struggling, by no means buy the product, but if you can afford it and if you want the benefits of it, it's worth getting. Go to goprimalcore.com and buy one or both of these incredible formulas.
And if you have any problems, just hit us up.
Yes, call into the show. We're happy to.
We're happy to talk about it. Our DMs are open as well, so we'll make sure we do right by you guys.
100%.
So,
thank you,
guys.
Thank you for being here with us tonight. God bless. Good luck. Good night, and Merry.
Modern life has left us out of balance. Long ago it was once said, certain remedies could grant a man the vitality of a horse. For over 6,000 years, these natural remedies have been harvested and tested by generations. Why create complex formulas when nature's roots are still in our hands? Try Primal Core. Ancient remedies for modern life.